mean, you're not wrong.
What is it called? The Wildlands?
Barrenlands.
No.
The Wildlands, that's elsewhere.
No, I mean the actual plain. Oh, on the thingy. I know what I'm talking about.
Hell? Let's go.
We could go to the 9 Hells of Bartor. And yes, I've started calling the 9 Hells without its full name. It happens.
Apparently. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
hello and welcome everybody to Crabby D&D. I'm here with my players. Sudz.
Hello.
Harlan is muted and deafened. Okay.
He's
Sam.
Hello!
Simon.
Hello.
Jamie.
Hi.
And Infernal.
Ooh.
Oh no.
I'm out.
It's moving down the list each day. It's wonderful. But yes, we are here to do D&D. As you can see, I've updated the tavern. They can no longer shout at me. It's done. It's there. It's
Where's
not
the roof of the tavern, Chris?
Oh, yeah, we need the roof.
My mouse
Chris,
is
we need
hovering over
Abbott's.
the flip table button. What do you mean you
That
need
doesn't
Abbott's
affect
thing? It's
me.
there.
Oh, we need actual Abbott, real Abbott.
No. You don't. No, I'm not getting actual tiles for people. That's just no. It's a stupid idea. I mean, it's not.
Why is it a stupid idea?
Because it's not.
Oh god, I've just dropped all my magic cards on the floor.
Nice.
Magic the Gathering.
No. My spell cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Spellcast, Pog.
Infernal.
What?
You
What?
activated my trap card.
Infernal, are you being a PogChamp right now?
He is.
Yes, I'm a very big Pog champ right now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very Pog.
Oh god damn it! I'm now back to Sasha again. Next to Sasha. There was a room between me and Sasha.
There was, and guess what? That room got knocked. The wall got knocked down because,
To make room for the two of you.
Yeah.
of course.
Exactly.
Don't worry. Elsyan doesn't know the silence spell yet, but he will do.
I mean,
Just
Nice's
say-
Private Sanctum pretty much does the same thing.
I mean, yes,
But you
but
can
this
still
way I
hear
have
the
an
noises on the
excuse to
inside.
let Rook suffer. I don't have to sleep. I just have to meditate.
Just hacks through the wall with his axe.
This one
Fine.
day, oh, there's a hole in the wall. Elsyan sort of wakes up from his meditation and goes, "Oh hey, Rook." Wait, Rook? That's the wall.
Oh
Just
man.
be like, you.
Yeah.
5 nights.
All right. User announcements. Thanks to Nota for all the artwork that has been put through and everything else of that nature. You saw the players' tiles or artwork at the beginning there, and you'll see them at the end as well. So please do go and check that out.
good.
Tabletop
Don't,
audio.
don't pay attention to the skull.
No, of course not. Yeah. All of my sound and music comes from Tabletop Audio. I mean, all of it does. So I would recommend going and checking them out. It's a free service. The individual or the man who works on it, Tim, is great. I do recommend going and checking that out. And yeah, I think that's everything. Oh yeah, I make all my maps on Incarn.com as well. All right. So, without further ado, let us begin today's session, shall we?
Sure.
Oh, okay, I thought we were here just to chat random shit.
Yeah.
I mean, to a degree.
That's what we do during sessions anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. It works.
Oh god, the Queen of the Barrenlands is going to kill us just because we say something stupid.
Yeah, she is.
And by
I'm
we,
just
I mean
gonna
I.
watch. I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch.
I should kill Malcom first.
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that too.
All right.
You can't have to watch your own murder, don't you?
Last session, our party of adventurers, Elsyan, Queglod, Sasha, Malcom, Bern, and Rook, had teleported across the land, leaving the Empire and making their way to the Barrenlands. The far southern walls and fortresses that make up the perimeter and border of the edge of the mountain strongholds. The party ended up on one side of it. Standing there, they could see tents all around. The clan of Minotaurs and Centaurs that travel from place to place had otherwise settled camp here, as Rook cautiously looked for his wife. With certain events transpiring, Rook being brought into a near-death experience and being gravely told off by both his wife and his party. They
This
spent
is
the night,
Son's birthday. Boss.
gave his grandfather a proper burial, and proceeded to prepare to move out. And thus they did, teleporting closer to Stalagness, the capital. They otherwise spent some time making their way towards it and taking in the sight. A monolith of a city, something they'd never seen before, in the shape of that of a termite's hill. Sudz, stop please. Your hand's distracting. Or Infernal, whoever that was. I hate you guys. As you...
No, you don't. You love us really.
As you otherwise went in, seeing the tieflings, the harpies, minotaurs, centaurs, and all manner of other races moving around and living a life here in this strange, stacked inner city, you travelled upwards, a central staircase spiralling up and around a central column before leading to an elevator of forms. You climbed onto the platform and went up, towards the top. As you arrived, you were led by an individual up towards the Queen's Council Room. After making your way up a few steps, and looking over the edge, you can see that the walls here that are otherwise a hardened mud otherwise help reinforce the main walkway where you wander forward. Mushrooms giving off light from below in these small firefly-like lanterns. You see a number of other hanging lanterns and thorns wrapping around the walkways here. As you wander close, you see a grand figure and form. You see before you a large throne. It's otherwise composed of a kind of a deep wood with ingrained and otherwise embedded metallic roots that grow through the actual throne itself. As the Queen of the Barrenlands sits atop it. A red female tiefling, looking fairly young for her age, being in her mid-500s. She looks down at all of you as you enter, particularly staring at Malcom. Shock white hair brought into a single plait behind the back of her head. Ornate armor or plate armor covers her shoulders, her chest, and her waist. The ornateness of it is decorated with that of various animals of the wild, lions, hyenas, tigers, cheetahs, as well as various other ones, elephants, giraffes, rhinos. You look across it and you can see the expert craftsmanship that's gone into this. For those of you proficient in blacksmith tools, where we have Sasha, Rook, and Elsyan, all of whom who have specialised in this. With Bern,
Excuse me?
yes, I didn't forget
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
I didn't forget Bern, because as Bern, as you look across the surface of it, you see more inlaid magic in the surface of it. Something creationally based. Not necessarily ether magic, but something similar. A fire and energy, something that you would otherwise recognize as in the method in which it was crafted. As you approach, you also see the clans surrounding this area, all of them, in fact, as they stare out and across towards the rest of you. You see among them the following. You see a centaur, tall male, otherwise armoured with half-plate, wielding two scimitars, who otherwise looks towards the rest of you. Looking at Malcom, he gives a slight nod. You recognise this as Gumal Stronghoof, the one who raised you, the family and tribe who raised you, Malcom. Rook, you recognise the leader of the Minotaur group, Gallon Ironjaw, a bulky male Minotaur in massive heavy plate armour with a huge great axe at his side. You see that the lower portion of his jaw, where it still stands, otherwise has this almost large metal toothed brace. For Warhammer fans, think of more like an orc jaw.
Nice.
The rest of these individuals you don't recognise, ones that you may have encountered previously or seen, but none that you would recognise in any particular manner. You see a harpy, otherwise crouched atop a large wooden perch, female and wearing thick kind of fur and hide armour, carrying what looks to be a longsword, shield, and a longbow strapped across her chest. She otherwise crouches there and looks out towards the rest of you, a matriarch of sorts. You see a lizard folk individual of a deep blue scale, with what looks to be a hardened brow as he stares towards the rest of you, a sense of pride and accomplishment about him. You see he otherwise has a boar spear in one hand and a shield pointing towards the ground, otherwise held at the top in his other hand. You see two tieflings standing side by side. One is an elegant female red tiefling, wearing the long furred and leafed robe that Malcom wore when he came to the Empire for the first time. She otherwise wields what looks to be two thorn and bramble katars, each of which are woven to the edges of her hand and wrist, as well as what looks to be a massive direwolf that is currently sleeping beside her. The next across from her is a male tiefling. He, however, is orange, not red, wearing simple wrappings and otherwise has a bare chest. He has two wrapped fists, and from what you can see, his left horn has been snapped off. You see a giant otherwise crouched and sat in this high ceiling area. With the sound of the city below, it's astonishing that this individual can fit up here, and that the land underneath would support their weight, but it does. What looks to be a massive male desert giant, wearing a simple sash and carrying that of a massive maul to his side. You see another, a Goliath-like form, large and broad-shouldered, a stone Goliath with tattooed markings across his head, carrying a battle axe and two hatchets. You see a goblin, short and otherwise standing at the left hand of the Queen of the Barrenlands. A somewhat old male goblin in wearing leather armor, but with what looks to be two corkscrew twisted style daggers at his side as he stands there, not protectively, but in a sense of authority. You see...
By the way.
Welcome back. You see, standing next to them, a dragonborn. None that you've ever seen before, but you see a large male iron dragonborn, shining white and silver scales with what looks to be a long white cloak behind him. Pushed over his left shoulder, pushed over the left pauldron of his plate armor. He otherwise has what looks to be a longsword and shield at his side. Welcome back, Harlan.
No more cooking. I'm good to stay now.
Cool. Good. And the final two, ones which you don't recognize, Malcom, ones which weren't here the last time you were here. You see a Tinkali, a massive scorpion-like form to this individual, humanoid torso for the top half, but a massive scorpion-like tail, and the rest of what would be a scorpion for the lower half, where the legs would otherwise be. You see that she otherwise has decorated chain armor across her form, with a flail and several pointed nets otherwise hanging from one of her other arm's wrists. And a Tazuki, a smaller female form, otherwise wearing leather armor, carrying a bow and a glaive, stands there at the other hand, the right hand, of the Queen of the Barrenlands, as she otherwise stands there, looking out across the rest. And behind the Queen of the Barrenlands, something that none of you will ever miss, you see Magmir, the Rumbling Inferno. A daunting and massive, ancient red dragon, his head lying on the surface of his hands and claws as he rests, small trickles of smoke coming from his nostrils and resting before dissipating across the mud and stone floor here. As you wander up into this chamber, you see and take note of all these individuals. Some you recognize, others you don't. What do you do?
Gonna let Malcolm take the lead.
I guess we'll first walk up and start with a bow.
Okay.
As all royal proceedings should start.
Okay.
With respect.
You move forward and bow.
The traditional Barrenlands bow.
Yes. Bowing a bit and placing your hand on your chest. Do the rest of you follow suit?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
If that's the correct way to
Oh,
do it.
abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay.
You know, we should actually just stand here and completely disrespect this entire court in front of a dragon that will probably eat us.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah,
He's
done it.
asleep. He wouldn't
Done it, we
notice.
won't. I'm not gonna bow. I'm just gonna dab in front of the queen. It'll be fine.
Jesus Christ, that's a death.
That's a death sentence right there.
As you can find, 3 years ago, dabbing was outlawed on penalty of death.
As you all perform the bow, you watch, well, you hear what sounds to be the movement of others around. With the passive perception of 2 of your party being relatively high, most of you hear it, but none of you kind of dare open your eyes to take a look at this. As Elsyan and Malcom, you note the others, all of the leaders, as the queen rises from her throne. You watch as all the others go down onto one knee, place their fists on their chest, and bow their heads in the same way you do, but they go one step further.
I'm gonna stick to my guns.
We must
Malcolm-
do the most respectful thing possible. We must floss.
Yes.
I will mental prison Sasha. Just try me.
And Rook, if you even try, be prepared to make a wisdom saving throw.
I like the thought of Malcolm and Elsyan trying to keep the party in line at court.
You hear the footsteps stepping towards you as she approaches. And there's a point, Elsyan, where you kind of note her bare feet stepping towards you. She wanders close and stands in front of you, Malcolm. You and the rest of your party are otherwise bowed.
Mhm.
What's your AC?
Wrecked.
18.
Okay. As you're otherwise bowed there, you feel it's quick and subtle. You don't notice it at first, but it does happen. As you feel a fist punch you right in the gut. It's a forceful punch. It hurts. It wins you. The strength of it is otherwise out of the question to what you'd be usually used to. You feel it in that moment. You kind of hold your posture before you feel a hand grip you round the neck and chin. Elsyan, you're the only one who knows this at this time. The rest of you kind of just hear Malcolm go.
Yay.
Oh, so we're just gonna watch Malcolm get killed.
No, you're
Okay.
not watching.
No, you all have your faces to the kind of your heads to the ground, bowed.
Kind of just waiting for her to.
See, after hearing Malcolm sort of joke like that, I don't know. I'd be like, is he okay?
This would be happening kind of instantaneously, so the rest of you would be
fair.
effectively in surprise. So if Elsyan, if you wish to do anything, that's up to you.
Elsyan's gonna. He's no. At his heart, Elsyan is a coward. So he's gonna stay bound, and he's gonna wait for the inevitable punch because he's too scared to go further because it will out himself. If he stays still, it marks him out as. Oh no! If he moves, it will mark him out as different and therefore a target to be punched.
It makes
Fair
surprising
enough.
sense.
You remain stationary, not acting to this. As Malcolm, you kind of feel the hand grip around your neck and chin as it otherwise pushes upwards.
Okay, right. She's.
You feel you feel the force lift you up as she then says to you face to face as you open your eyes. Rule 1. You never bow to a ruler. You're of the Barrenlands. Not even to me.
How if I'm supposed to know that?
She lets go. Do you say that?
No. I don't. I'm definitely not saying that.
Keep in mind, either I'll have to ask that a lot, or I'm going to start assuming things are being said. As she otherwise lets go, she turns around. You kind of hear the heavy plate armor as she moves back towards her seat and sits back down. The others all rise, kind of back into their original posture.
They bowed.
Yes.
So,
It's a pleasure to see you again.
and you? What will be the reason for your visit? Or have you come to take the crown?
My reason for visiting is for his sake. Gesturing to Shattercrest.
As you kind of gesture to Shadowcrest, all of you except for Bern and Rook. The rest of you all take note as you're kind of taking in the surroundings and the room. It doesn't necessarily hold center stage, but you've noted that Magmir has opened one of his eyes and is now looking forward. As Shattercrest, who's otherwise sat next to you, kind of just sits down on his haunches.
He, from what I was told, he's gaining his memories too quickly, and without making the bond with him within a year, it will kill him.
And so you decided to bring him here?
It was the only place I could think of.
Is that all there is to it then?
We are also dealing with an issue that you had faced long ago.
Which is?
The Prince of Blood! Elsyan says as he spreads out his puts his hand over his mouth. No.
You may speak freely.
No, yes, Prince of Blood. Rook, start running.
Jesus Christ.
She pauses and looks over your group. I take it you must be the successor of that line then? Looking at you, Rook.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Well then, what's stopping you?
We've done everything. We're just now waiting for him to return. I've completed all the other trials.
Then it is at this point that you release him and defeat him.
Yeah, he's
About that.
Glares at Elsyan, arsehole. Yeah, we may have
bad.
released him prematurely.
Some things that were out of step.
Yeah, we weren't ready when we released him. Not knowing who he was or what he was, he got free. And now he's, last we heard, claiming his crown from hell.
I see.
Okay.
So what have you come here for then? Help? Advice?
We have
Yes.
a plan. Yeah,
So-
seeing that through. Oh, fucking hell! I wasn't expecting
Deep breath. Be calm. Be calm.
this. Rook's sweating profusely. This is scarier than the moment he had to deal with his wife.
Is it?
No.
Just imagine suddenly she just asks to bring her in, and your wife walks in.
Next time someone goes, let's go to Barrenland. This has been an
I feel-
all-round bad experience for Rook, just so you know. Right? It's been here 2 days. Both days he's been intimidated by women. Okay.
Hey, some people pay good money for that in Amsterdam.
Oh, goodness.
Hell.
You know what's wild? All I can think of here is imagine if if the Queen of the Barrenlands and your wife like met and were friends.
Oh.
That sounds really scary.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
Rook.
let's
imagine them
stop.
working together.
That's the last thing I need. It's like the Queen takes retirement, goes, you know what, I'm just going to go travel around the clans. That's it. Rook is never come back to the Barrenlands.
Oh no, you're coming back for your children's birthdays, and you know it.
Drag him, kick him back and screaming.
No, I don't want to go.
I don't wanna
I'm
die.
going.
Oh, God.
So,
As long as she
what
doesn't
have you
get to
come
the
here
bottom
for
of it.
then?
Well, more Malcolm's thing. We come to see my family, and now it's Malcolm.
I can almost see in my head the like shoulder nudge Rook does to Malcolm. Just go, Malcolm, you talk.
Just push him forward slightly, Malcolm. Come on. This is your family.
Yes, I know.
I've done mine.
Honestly, I'm not quite sure why I decided to come. Other than for his sake. I met what would they call I can't remember her name. The one that did the palm reading. What would they call her?
Fortune teller?
Did you have a name?
She
Were you,
had a
were you
name.
after her name?
Well, no, it was what more like what would they actually like refer to her as when she does like the readings and stuff?
A fortune teller.
But I guess, yeah, I guess fortune teller is the best word for it, but
Oh, I
it's not
like
the
that.
best word
Soothsayer.
in this.
That or
It's a bit
soothsayer.
anticlimactic, doesn't it? I was
Soothsayer?
told by a fortune teller.
Soothsayer is the only other one, but
What the fuck is that?
who knows?
Oh, you mean the weird squeaking in the background? Yeah, what is that?
It's not me, just to set that clear.
You might sometimes hear my nephew yelling
That
in the background.
makes sense.
That'd do it. That'd do it.
Understood.
I was also guided by a soothsayer that soon, with my child, I will return home.
And here you stand.
Yes.
So to what I am to understand, you have freed a great evil, returned home with a dragon, and now stand in my court for no reason other than to say hello.
I don't want him to die. That's my main concern.
And bringing him here would solve that?
As far as I know, yes. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm lost currently.
Hmm.
I,
She otherwise remains seated and looks over at one of the individuals. There's kind of a moment of pause as you watch as the as the female red tiefling otherwise moves over to you. You watch as the direwolf kind of instinctively stands up and moves over. As she moves over towards Shattercrest, and you watch as she draws a basic, what seems to be almost an arcane symbol in the air, but you watch as natural magic flows into it. And then she places her palm across the top of Shattercrest. You watch as there's kind of this flow of energy over the surface of him. She stands, taking her hand away. You were going to say something? No? I thought I heard someone trying to say something. No? Okay.
No.
She takes away her hand, backs away, returning back to the circle. And you kind of look as Shadowcrest otherwise looks up. You see Magmir has kind of lifted his head at this point, kind of the hulking form, still surprisingly silent in this room, as he lifts and looks down at Shattercrest. There's this awkward silence in the room. Rook sighs.
Look, size. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, alright? I said...
Malcolm, we're meant to be collecting all of the... whatever these things are called, pointing at the gauntlets and the hammer and stuff. These things. Like, aren't you meant to be challenging the queen?
You can
I
say.
break. I gag Rook with my fist.
You can't reach me, Bill man.
Okay, to be quite fair. Okay. To be quite fair, with that whole Dawn Seekers thing, that's only a problem in the Empire. We're not in the Empire anymore.
Yeah.
Here we are with the Queen of the Barrenlands, who's got one of them.
Yeah.
As you're kind of looking at each other, having this like light conversation, you can speak freely. She crosses her arms and leans to one side.
Okay, fuck it. I'm going to say this because if Rook says it, then it'll probably go worse. I'm saying that to the party before I start talking to her. Is that alright?
You just see Elsyan up in the bridge of his nose.
The Queen
Do
nods in acceptance towards you, Sasha.
Right. You are probably aware, we are the Dawn Seekers, or the Dawn, and by which is our name. We are the new Dawn Marshals. That might not mean much here, but it's a thing in the Empire.
I know.
You may also be aware that the Dawn Marshals had specific items, artifacts that they were equipped with.
You watch as she otherwise reaches up and unhooks the crown from her head and places it on the arm next to her. And you also hear within the room a thud, and you watch as two other individuals react in their own way. You watch as the Tazuki pulls forth a beautiful wooden carved bow, which from the images of each of you studying the artifacts in turn, know that this is Windsinger. The bow that was present, but it wasn't an official artifact. It was just one of the extremely rare and otherwise powerful weapons. And you see... which one is it? Welcome back. And you see the... yes, and you see the... you see the Tinkali otherwise pull forth a glaive covered in layers of frost, which you recognize to be Frostgorger.
So they have 3 of them.
Yes.
And they're drawing them.
Yes. We were aware that you had one of them.
Weren't aware of the other 2, though.
Admittedly, weren't aware of the other 2. Malcolm, do you want to take it from here?
No?
Basically, we were.
We need them.
Yes, basically, we were collecting them as well. But I already knew that the one that we knew that you possessed, I knew was in the crown. But I wasn't sure if I was ready for that, and I'm pretty sure I'm still not ready for that.
You're right. You're not.
Oof. That is out of character.
Nice.
Let me ask you and your group. Who among you trusts Malcolm?
I do.
I do.
I mean, I'm a bit
I do.
iffy about the bug thing,
Nudge
but I do.
Start nudging Sasha.
You know nothing about the bugs.
Oh, that's true, I don't.
No.
Not a fan of the spiders, but I trust Malcolm with my heart.
Trust in what way?
Trusting.
He is... If he is to become the next ruler of the Barrenlands, would you lay down your life for him?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. That's coming from me. I'm a self-serving asshole.
It's not true. Yeah, no, actually, it is. Yeah, he is. But yeah, I would.
One of you has yet to respond. Looks at Queglod.
Yes.
To the extent that I am capable of, yes, I would.
What, laying down your life?
To the point where I'm
Kind of not
capable
up
of
to me.
doing it. I mean, I think we'd all prefer to avoid such a situation, but yes, I think we all would.
You've earned their trust. She looks around the rest of the group. And how many of you would give your lives for him? None of the clansmen raised their hands. And how many of you would give your lives for me? One by one, they all lift a fist up above their head.
Guess it's to be expected.
You've earned the approval of your friends. But, and you watch as she otherwise stands, the leaders don't react this time. As you watch as she reaches up and otherwise pops a few of the buckles around the pauldrons as they slide off to the side. Undoes the plate armor at the side from her form and otherwise takes it away and places it to the side. You see underneath a otherwise wrapped form in kind of these, well, not necessarily leather bands, but some form of leather top of some form. And taking off the otherwise chain and plate skirt. Pulling that away, you see the same sort of thing in kind of shorts or trousers. As she otherwise wanders forward, leaving the crown behind on the throne itself. Would you be willing to risk your life on the gamble of him versus me now? But if he loses, that you would all give your lives for it?
Thinks about his wife. Oh, fuck.
I'd be willing to if it came to it. But even saying that, I know it wouldn't work.
How do you mean it wouldn't work?
We wouldn't be able to defeat you.
Even working all together.
If no one else joined in, maybe. And we were at our top form. But
Even then.
even then, yeah.
We'd do it if we had to, and if Malcolm wants to, we'll do it. But we're not fools.
She looks at you, Malcolm. Well,
Your choice, Malcolm.
Well, so hold on. I just need to get everything sorted. She wants to fight me, and if I lose, they die.
correct.
And this would be just her and him, not
Correct.
the party against her.
Correct.
Oh, yeah, you'd get fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, I already know this.
Rook's
Do it.
really unhappy about this.
Do it.
Really, really unhappy about this.
I just want to see if what kind of check would it be to try and figure out what her game is here.
I mean, that's a
Insight,
classic
I
insight.
guess.
That's a classic
That's a
insight.
classic
isn't it?
insight. Also, I love your plan, Infernal.
Okay, is Infernal making plans without us?
He just sent me a
Teleport
message
to the
saying
crown, swag
he
it
just
and
said
go.
I so badly
Okay.
want my spear to yoink the crown, and then we all teleport out.
Oh,
Malcolm
that's terrifying.
Malcolm wouldn't go.
Do it.
No,
Do
that's fine. I was just mentioning that as the.
I got a
original.
terrible say this.
I will just be,
Uh,
grabbing onto everyone to prep for a word of recall if necessary.
It's just a 9, so I don't think.
Yeah, if we're gonna recall out of here, we're gonna bring Malcolm with us. We're not leaving
You-
Malcolm.
You stare at her to try and gain an insight. She's hard to read. She very much has a kind of a stone blank expression in this.
Can Elsyan?
He can, but unless he might not be able to communicate it.
Yeah, I know full well I might not be able to.
That's fine.
But
Yeah, you're welcome to.
my knowledge with courts in the other kingdoms wouldn't give me any bonuses here.
This is allowing you to do the insight check here.
Yeah, I kind of figured. With my that's not necessarily massive. Oh, that's a 21.
Not massive, he says.
Hey.
It
I've
still
got
might not
plus
do
8.
anything against her.
Yeah.
I'm typing you the answer.
Oh, baby. I'm not allowed to communicate this with the rest of the party, am I? Unless I figure out some way.
Unless you figure out some way, no. Yeah.
And I'm not going to be stealthy enough with message. That requires pointing at someone.
I believe it also needs you to say the message anyway, so you might as well just say it in.
No, I don't think message does require you to say it.
Oh, does it not? Okay. Does it have
I
verbal
don't-
components?
I'd like you to whisper it, I think.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So I don't need to say. I don't just go, hey! She's
I'm-
tricking us! It's all a big test! I haven't received the message yet, so I don't even know if that's it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What am I supposed to do?
Be brave, be bold.
Alternatively, be smart.
I'm all for a good
Cool.
fight, but
Call her on this.
One other thing I'd like to see if I can make a check on.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try and figure out what the other tiefling did with Shattercrest?
I would say you and Sasha would understand it. She cast Lesser Restoration, or Greater Restoration, sorry.
Is that
Wait, what?
Oh.
We're gonna fix it with a fucking grit.
No, they didn't fix it. But they did whatever
Oh.
they could to try and help. And that's the extent of the power that they would be able to call upon. It hasn't solved it because the idea, the problem with Shattercrest is that he needs to form a bond with Malcolm, which is going to take a lot of time, and it's going to take like personal time between them for this bond to form, so that his overload isn't imminent, effectively.
So
Hold on.
that's why he needs to go to the magic waterfall of time
Yeah.
bullshit.
But they need to spend time together, and the problem with doing that is that Malcolm will die there if he goes there, because he
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
have the aging every 10 years yet.
Mm.
So, okay, so I'm sending you messages to clarify what you've said, just so I make sure I understand it.
goodness. This is why I was terrified.
Don't lose.
There you go.
Okay, I think I'm with it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're otherwise standing there, and Malcolm, you're kind of standing there making this choice. Your head's kind of trying to figure it out and kind of clock it together. The rest of them are all staring at your party intently.
And I have no
Morse code?
idea. I have
No, it's me trying to look through my abilities so I can tell Malcolm. I don't think I can.
and I have no idea the other than like I don't what I personally don't understand, and I don't know if Malcolm would now understand, but like what's the I have no clue what the fight's for, like other than just a fight, right?
The fight and what she's proposing
For the
is
crown,
a fight.
I think.
Is a fight before.
No.
Is a fight for the crown, as Bern says. It's a fight for the crown, and if you lose, your friends die. If she loses, you take over.
I take over. Oh, that's not what Malcolm wants.
This is what comes
Hey,
with the crown.
Just think, she's taken off her armor. Her AC's lower. We can take her.
She is a monk. I know this.
I know, she's
Yeah,
probably just made herself
yeah,
strong. You know, she because they got unarmored defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's just made herself
something
stronger.
that you've seen once before. Malcolm's seen it several times. That those in power, the barons, the baronesses, the queen, and several of the other monks who are within society, if they are powerful, higher level individuals chosen, they will wear ornate armor, which they'll then take off mid-combat in order to improve their strength. But it causes their opponent to think that they're hindering themselves.
Right, okay.
So it's a strategy. You know that when Pain did it originally, her AC went up by 5, and she's a baroness. One of the more powerful ones, granted, but...
Alright, well, now that I understand that it's basically mostly for the crown.
You understand that she's challenging you, and if you lose, your friends die. If she loses, her lot dies. That's the extent of what you understand because you failed the insight check.
You... Yeah. Can I just say she hasn't mentioned anything about the crown?
No, she hasn't.
She's just taken it off. Maybe because she's just about to fight. Just saying. I'll stop. I'll mute myself. Damn you, Chris, I am cursed with knowledge!
Oh, goodness.
There's the Thanos meme where he just turns around and goes, "You're not the only one cursed with knowledge."
Okay, one more thing before I make my decision.
Are you saying this out loud?
No, this is for you.
Okay.
From what I understand of Barrenland's culture, they more respect courage and strength, or
They respect military prowess.
military prowess.
That is the extent of it.
That doesn't help me whatsoever.
She stands before you, kind of watching you
I'm
struggle.
just-
As Megmir kind of lifts his head, he nods, and you watch as Shattercrest gets up and goes over and sits next to Megmir.
Traitor.
I personally, I don't want my friends dying as they all have things in their lives that they cherish and want to see fulfilled as well. And I guess in this case, the only real option is to not lose. That's basically my answer.
So is that a yes or a no?
Maybe.
I don't. I'm gonna have to say it. I'm gonna have to just say it, damn it, Chris.
Just don't die.
As my good buddy Sasha always says, just don't die. You can do that, right, Sasha? Good.
Oh yeah.
I guess I'll have.
Looks at Sasha. I will strangle you for keep saying that. One of these days.
Just think, if you die, your wife will find you.
This is the problem.
I say yes. I don't
Very well.
have. I don't.
You watch as she brings her fists up in front. Prepare yourself how you need to, then.
Hey, I don't. I'm just gonna go to Malcolm. Hey, I don't suppose she technically counts as a dragon, does she? No.
You hear a call from behind in a growling voice. None of us will interfere. If any of you do, we will be forced to. I'm fairly sure we outnumber you. As
Yes,
Magmir
you
looks
do.
around the room.
Oh joy.
Great.
Can I just try to? Do we have any chance to
Can I
talk to
just-
Malcolm before this?
Yeah, I'm gonna slap
mean-
him.
If you want to, you currently see like Malcolm's there, kind of he's made his choice.
Malcolm. Just sort of- Right, Chris. If I get this, my understanding here wrong, can you please correct me?
Yeah.
Just saying. Okay, right. She's trying to see if you're willing to sacrifice. That last thing, is that a Boundlands saying? Or is
No,
that
that's
a
just a quick.
thing?
That's just an easy way of summing it up.
Okay. She's trying to make sure that you don't sacrifice the roots for the tree. In this case, we're the roots.
Roll me a stealth check, please, Elsyan.
Okay. I mean, that's a 19.
Okay.
And she's a monk.
She looks.
Just don't.
She looks at Malcolm and then she turns and she looks at you, Elsyan. Good. I still wish to see how strong my nephew has become, though.
I do request, just please don't kill him.
I won't kill my own flesh and blood.
Good.
If he is the one who will be taking the throne after me, why would I destroy our bloodline like this?
And if he loses, please don't kill us. Elsyan said.
That was never the plan.
I kind of figured, just making sure.
I was hoping that was the case, to be honest. I took a gamble.
Yeah,
I mean-
well.
Let's be honest here. If she did kill Rook, then she signed her own death warrant.
Rook. Actually, that's a point. If she killed Rook, then she has the scariest person in this land to deal with. His wife.
Bern puts down his spear. He's not going to yoink the ground.
Okay.
Come on, let's back away. We don't want to be involved with this. Well, not directly. Good luck,
Okay.
Malcolm. Try
Malcolm,
not to die.
Yes.
is there anything you wish to do to prepare for this fight before it begins? You can cast any spell. You can prepare. You have as many rounds as you need until you strike the first blow.
We
So we
can't
can
give
have spells
him.
then.
No. If you interfere, so will they.
Yeah, we can't.
I mean, like a preparing spell. I suppose.
No, preparing spells wouldn't be allowed. Nothing from outside sources.
Prepare teleport. No.
Let's go.
Starts drawing a circle. So like, yeah,
You're
no.
like, yeah, you know what? Just survive a minute. Draws a circle.
Alright, I'm just double checking all my stuff.
Assuming I either already have it up from entering the room or can activate it without people thinking I'm trying to interfere, I want to make sure I have detect magic on.
Okay.
Yes,
Given the
just in case
30-foot
I'm-
radius and the distance to everybody, all of the clan leaders are wearing magical gear in a large variety
Makes
of it. Some are more powerful than others. It's not like everybody here is a warrior, but a lot of them are esteemed individuals within their own clans.
Mhm.
You do look around the room, you kind of take note of everybody's magical essence, some a lot stronger than others. But the most noteworthy thing that you do see ahead of this all is you see that the Queen of the Barren Lands, where she has her fists raised, she wears no magical gear. But you see that there is kind of this faint magical aura wrapping around her, some dense magic. It seems to be strange. Something that you've never seen before. It's powerful and it radiates, but it's not entirely present.
Oh,
I'm just going to quickly check. What does your witch sight magic allow you to see?
I believe it's the true form of any creature that is any shape changer or creature that is disguised by some form of magic.
Mm-hmm.
I will check the exact description on that.
Yep, no worries. Also, my streamer mode didn't enable. That's
Uh,
so I made
But
the
yeah, I will be
difference.
keeping an eye on this as the fight goes on to see if anything interesting happens.
Yep, no worries.
The true form of any shape changer or creature controlled by illusion or transmutation magic while the creature is within 30 feet of you and within line of sight.
I'm just checking the magic type. Okay, no. You don't know what the magic is. Actually, with detect magic up, you'd know that it's divination based.
Oh.
Interesting.
Is this coming from her?
This is coming from her, yes.
Okay, well, I will stand back and let the fight begin, and as it goes on, I will watch and try to figure out how this is working. Although I have some questions already.
Are you guys going to tell me that during this anime fight scene, we're going to get Queglod on the side analysing it?
Can I
Yeah.
be Queglod gonna dominate?
Oh man.
Sorry. Just the thought popped into my head and I had to share it.
That's fine. Okay, so
Alright.
anything you'd like to do?
I'm just double checking sphere of this thing real quick because it's literally Malcolm's strongest thing, so.
It's fine.
Buff yourself, boy. Buff yourself hard. I believe in you.
He's gonna die.
Oh, big time.
Yep.
She's scarier
No,
than that
no,
lava
no.
salamander.
No, he's not going to die. Because she's going to be fighting a melee, therefore she can do... Therefore her damage, she can decide, we'll just knock him out.
Correct. This is when Sam suddenly realizes, oh, okay, I see now.
I see. She literally cannot accidentally kill him.
Yeah. There is physically no way she can do that.
Does that if she with one hit somehow manages to? I mean, she's a monk, so it's less likely. But with one hit manages to do the whole exceed his maximum health. Could she? If she's deciding not to?
Correct. With melee attacks, you basically go, no, regardless of the damage, you can subvert all of the negative effects of it
Yeah.
by taking it down effectively to taking them to 1 or taking them to 0 and knocking them out. The best example of this is if you say, for example, a sneak attack assassin rogue and you're hitting a kid, you can knock him out. You're just going to give him a really bad headache, but you're not going to kill him, despite doing 75 points of sneak attack damage. So,
Oh, that child. Oh, that poor child. That
with
poor
2
common
hit
child
points.
has.
There's a smudge on the path.
Okay. So
Knocking
I
out
can,
a child. How could you be so cruel?
Says Elsyan, who
You're
snatched
gonna
a
get that
child in
job.
episode 2.
I can do whatever
Okay.
I would like.
Alright, what are you going to do, Malcolm?
I could do whatever I would like. I can cast whatever spells I want before it starts.
Correct.
Alright, first thing is casting Conjure Animals. At 5th level.
Okay.
And I would like
Bringing companions
sec-
into this
we gotta
this
get
could be a
companion.
problem.
Okay.
She's got a big dragon companion.
No, it's still his magic.
Yeah, it's my
Okay.
map.
She can just
Yeah,
cast likewise spells, so...
At a higher level.
I summon a wolf. I
One.
summon 20. Ah!
Oh,
It's a game of
okay.
playground. It's a game of that playground 1-up. I've got a gun. Yeah, well, I've got a gun through shield. Well, I've got a gun that goes through gun through shields.
So, 4 direwolves, please.
Okay. Actually know where this total tile is.
Oh, exciting!
Where would you like to put them?
And they're just gonna be near me, but not close because I'm transforming into a dragon. So
Okay.
Do a Durgan.
What kind?
I am going to go with a young black dragon with my 7th level spell slot.
Okay.
Because
want-
luckily for me, commanding them is mentally.
This is true. Okay. As you otherwise begin concentrating on the spell, otherwise summoning these direwolves, each of them form and begin to growl, kind of facing towards the for the queen. She watches as you turn into that of a black dragon, and you watch as her hands. She separates them so that her forefinger and her middle finger form like a conjoined bit, and her ring finger and her pinky form a conjoined piece. And she almost draws them to a claw. For Infernal, who has seen it, think Sabo.
I know what that is.
Yeah. And you watch as she otherwise holds it in presence, and you watch as the energy around her begins to warble and shift.
Alright. And I start the fight, right?
Yep, you're the one who starts the fight.
Alright. I'm going to
Kick her
mentally
butt.
command them to surround her, leave a spot open for me. Shit, I can't think of the word.
They can't all get within range and leave a spot for you.
Yeah, they can because he can go here. I can go here because I have 10 foot. I have a 10-foot.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Non-severe injuries is what I would say. Non-severe.
So,
They-
knockout
I-
damage is what you're... in case you drop her below 0, I'm guessing.
In case I don't want to accidentally kill her if it somehow magically happens.
What's their plus?
Let me double check real quick. Direwolf. They have a +5 to hit.
+5 to hit. Okay.
You know what would be useful? What weapon would be useful right now? A net.
Be quiet, Sam.
Sorry.
This
I'll
isn't the
stop.
time
I'm
for
gonna
a
mute
natural
I'm
20
gonna-
net followed by a divine smite on a natural 20 to crit the opponent.
Thank you
Alright.
for that, Simon. Thank you for that. Anyway, I've got to mute myself before I say anything more stupid.
Alright, so the wolves have a +5 to hit. Okay. You watch as they otherwise surround her, and using their pack tactics they go to kind of move up and strike her. But you watch as her form otherwise swiftly moves out of the way, parrying away a large portion of the attacks. As do any of them hit? Okay. No. All of them go in for bites, lunges, and claws as they otherwise move forward to go and strike against her form. You watch as she swiftly kind of moves her hands to one side, shifting between each attack and bite, as the snapping and the claws otherwise go past but do not strike against her. She's unharmed. And what about you, Malcom?
I forgot, with the plus to a hit for me in dragon form, that's with a +2, right?
Yeah, but it's with your proficiency rather than its proficiency.
So that's still just a +2. Just making sure.
I think so, yes. With your proficiency at the moment, it's +2.
Okay. Then I will, since I really can only make one hit from here, I will attempt a bite.
Go ahead. You have disadvantage on this.
Yep, I had a feeling. Patient defense. Nope.
Nope. As you otherwise go out to bite, you watch as she otherwise moves to the side, simply placing a hand on the side of your snout, pushing to one side. As she otherwise moves past into her turn, you watch as she otherwise moves forward and jumps up. Each of these two direwolves will otherwise, and these two will also receive attacks of opportunity. Miss, 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 and miss. All four of them miss as she otherwise moves past with kind of little worry. She doesn't seem to have formed a patient defense, but you watch as she moves past, weaving between. She jumps up, and she goes with the clawed hand, otherwise goes to strike against you. She has advantage.
Okay, I'm confused now.
Alright. I need to quickly double check something. Yep. Okay. First attack. That is a 29 to hit on that first one.
Yeah?
Second one is a 28 to hit.
Yeah.
She is then going to flurry of blows. That is a 34 to hit, and then a 33 to hit.
I mean, yeah, I don't even think I'm gonna be able to get a single hit in on her now.
Okay. I would like you to make me 4 strength saving throws. While I calculate the damage.
4 strength saving throws. What's the strength of this thing? Okay. Here's 3. Each of them are with a +4.
Okay, so all 3 of them fail against her DC. Okay. It's at this.
I'm not gonna get a single hit.
It's at this moment as she otherwise launches herself into the air. You watch as she brings down the clawed hand as it strikes against your neck, and that same feeling again, but this time instead of being lifted, you're pushed down as she pins you to the ground, holding you in place. She unleashes her attacks, and 4 of the hits landing into your scales otherwise pummel you as you take 70 points of bludgeoning damage. I'd like you to make me 4 saving throws, please. Constitution. The highest damage you took does not exceed the DC of 10. So I'd like you to make me 4 concentration checks on conjure animals, please.
Sorry, I was double checking something. For Constitution saving throws.
Yep.
3.
They all succeed. And the last one? It's only if it's low as we need to worry about it. Yep, that's fine. You maintain concentration on conjure animals. She currently stands over top of you, otherwise holding you and pinning you to the ground with this claw-like attack. She doesn't seem to be that particularly strong, but with the weight of the attack, you feel unable to move almost.
And she's just on my back. Okay.
She's currently standing on top of your neck, holding you in place. Okay. That'll end her turn there. What do you do?
Guess I'm gonna try and shake her off of me. I mean, there's not much else I can do.
Okay. Make me a strength saving throw, please. Well, no, this would be an athletics check versus her athletics.
Pretty sure do anything. I'm pretty sure that we used the dragons, right?
Yep, for the athletics for this.
9.
9? No.
Yeah.
You otherwise kind of use your action to kind of try and pull yourself free as you try and wrench free of her grip. She otherwise holds you in place still.
Guess I'm just gonna try and get them to attack her again.
Okay. Spending your bonus action to do so, they're going to move into positions where they can attack, but not in such a way that they're going to become a problem to you. So that's the best they can do, because they can't step on top of your tile. So, attack rolls again. These two are regular rolls. That one misses. That one misses, and these ones are with disadvantage. Causing that one to miss, and causing that one to miss. As each of them go to try and bite her, you watch as almost this after image is left behind her as she shifts, moving and parrying their attacks out of the way with ease, despite being pinned in place. Queglod, you're seeing the energy around her as it kind of begins to extend itself from her, almost like tendrils, and otherwise begins to lightly connect with each of the individuals in this. You watch as she begins to almost move and predict each strike. Okay, her turn. How much health does a direwolf have?
Give me 1 sec to find out. Just gotta scroll up the list. 37.
Okay. She's going to perform one attack against each of these three, and then one against you using. Actually, no, I got a better idea. I'm just going to perform all 4 against you. I know what I'm going to do. Okay. That hits on a 30. Hits again on a 30. Hits on a higher than 30. That's cocked. 28. Yeah. So they all hit. I'd like you to make me 4 concentration or Constitution saving throws, please. These are not for your concentration.
She's just gonna try and knock me out right now.
Good luck.
That's 3.
With a plus what?
2. Just double checking. Since I'm in dragon form, it will take the dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Plus 6.
Okay. So the 11 and the 13 fail. So only one of them needs to worry about. As you are stunned, your concentration ends because you become incapacitated.
Oh, that's over.
As she otherwise does 47 points of bludgeoning damage to you. The rest of you watch as she has otherwise pinned Malcom to the ground. She otherwise performs a strike against his lower portion of his jaw, snapping his mouth shut against the roof of his mouth, and you watch as his eyes kind of almost ring, shifting as he can kind of lose his focus for this moment as you're otherwise stunned. She goes, performs more attacks, a knee to the top of your snout, another crack against your skull, and a next to your neck. Are you still in Black Dragon form?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your turn is skipped because you're stunned. She's gonna keep performing these attacks. Natural 20. 30 to hit. 34 to hit. And 32 to hit. So.
Malcom B, baby.
Malcom did it.
71 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright.
As she otherwise performs more attacks into you, does this knock you back over to your regular form?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. She, otherwise, while you are stunned and on the ground, you watch, or the rest of you watch, as she otherwise releases her grip around your neck. Takes a few steps back and goes, "Do you want to try that again?"
Such a bitch.
Do you reckon he'll land a hit on her?
I mean, he's got a breath weapon.
That's
That should
true.
work. But then
I
again,
don't know how that would work in this court though. That could be a bit dangerous.
it could be.
I don't think going into Dragon will be better in this fight. I think fighting with these will be more customary, and I turn Lighthouse into the Katars.
Okay. You watch as he lifts.
I do cast Shillelagh on him first, though.
Okay.
On Lighthouse, because
That's
I know I can't cast it before. After.
No, that's fine. I mean, she's giving you all the time you need to prepare your spells.
Yeah.
As you otherwise stand back up, you take a step back, you take Lighthouse, the rest of you watch as he snaps Lighthouse in two, and you watch as they form into these kind of bright white and green brambled katars that wrap around his wrists, with the large stones embedded in the back of them, as he otherwise holds them, forming these katar dragon claws. She nods. Very well then. When you're ready. Before that,
Yep.
Elsyan,
Yes?
you hear a voice next to you as you kind of mutter the whole, like, do you think you'll land a hit on her? And you hear a voice next to you. 10 gold says your friend doesn't land a physical punch on her. As you look down and you see the short male goblin otherwise standing there beside you.
Yeah, I'll take some of that. Yeah, I'll take some of that action. I don't believe in Malcom, but it makes it more interesting.
Yeah, true. I'll get in on that as well.
Alright. He otherwise stands there and watches.
Just checking. We betted on Malcom actually landing a hit, right?
Yes, you did.
I
Good.
think so. So we're
Just
definitely
double
going to lose 10 gold.
And you know what? I'm okay with that, for us putting monetary value on how much we trust Malcom to be able to do something, and then we'll be let down.
Okay.
Malcom,
Yeah.
land a hit. Get a nat 20, boy.
Malcolm, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna go in for it. Why not? Boop.
Okay.
Please just tell me you booped her. Just boop her.
That
Boop on the
counts, right?
Yeah.
So,
Emotional damage.
alright. Attack rolls with disadvantage, please. But these are using your wisdom now, so they got a higher to hit.
That's a plus. It's a plus 11 to hit, I think. Yeah, plus 11.
Plus 11? Misses.
Alright. I am going to bonus action patient defense.
Okay. You otherwise kind of hold yourself there, taking a defensive stance.
I mean, I can't make any more attacks with him, so.
Okay. You watch as she otherwise looks at you, nods, and is going to perform her attack rolls now as at regular rolls.
Regular? Oh.
Yep.
I see.
That is a 26 and a
Right. Of course, she can
33
beat
to hit.
dragons well.
What was the other one?
33. 26 and
Damn.
33, so they hit.
She just.
Just.
Yeah, just. That
Flurry-
33.
Flurry of
just.
blows. That is a
By the way, Malcolm's probably down after this, so yeah.
25 and
Damn it, Rook, we
then
lost our money.
higher than that.
Bugger. I did expect to lose it in all fairness. I mean,
I can't do anything to her. She does never misses.
55 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. The rest of you,
Yeah.
the rest of you watch as she otherwise moves in, takes a strike against Malcolm's chest as you watch as he's pushed back by the strike before she performs
Aye.
3 more, each one, and eventually you watch as Malcolm otherwise flips backwards and flipping and otherwise landing on the floor, kind of scraping into the mud and dirt around here. She
let's take
pauses.
out my inventory.
Thank you. He puts it
Elsyan
into
lets
a
out a
pocket.
sigh and just says, Elsyan just lets out a sigh. Here, just take a platinum, please.
Premium. Takes it, pockets it.
Sorry, I've been gone for a bit. Have you been betting?
We bet that Malcolm would actually land a hit at some point during that fight. Did
He
he?
did not. We lost.
Technically, you bet that he would land a punch. So
This is true.
I'm pretty sure that was doomed to failure from the.
Okay, fine. But he's not a devil that we know of.
They jinxed me on taking the bet.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's our fault that you can't roll
No,
dice
it's
to be
not
natural
fair.
20s every time.
It's just Sam.
Just
Okay, don't know. Rook was just as much involved in that as I was.
Rook is an innocent flower.
No,
I am.
he's not.
I am an innocent flower. Rook just stands up, shouts, "I am an innocent flower." Just everyone.
I want you to all know that I feel bullied by this group, but weird enough, I wouldn't change it.
That's called masochism.
No, it's called an abusive relationship, Harlan.
It's
this
like
group
it's
is
like
it.
Rook and his wife.
No, not quite that bad.
Not quite that
No,
bad.
no, that relationship genuinely is okay. The fuck?
We love.
Either way, as
I'll
Malcolm
get you.
otherwise falls to the ground, you watch as she otherwise
Minute.
stretches out a hand. Malcolm, take. Let's see, how much healing is this? Ooh, decent rolls. 28 points of healing on a 3rd level cure wounds. As she otherwise kneels down, otherwise places a hand on your shoulder as you feel kind of the life resurged into you. As she stands up, and turns and sits down and sits back down on her throne. You look around, or you kind of stand up, and she says, "Who trusts him now?" And you watch as the centaur lifts his hand, and the Tsuzuki lifts hers. Good. And the rest of you?
Oh, us. Oh, yes.
Oh,
we
yes,
should
of
trust
course.
him.
Nothing's changed over here.
I assumed we were lifting our hands anyway, but
Yeah.
Of course.
I've
He's
actually had
welcome.
my hand up this whole time since the first time you asked.
It's getting rather
No.
tired.
Sasha, honey, put it down. You're gonna hurt
down.
yourself.
No one noticed
You're
just
gonna hurt
because she's
yourself.
shorter than the rest of you lot, so nobody noticed.
No, the only person. See, actually, I'm not going to mention that. I'm gonna let Queglod have a day in the sun here, being seen as tall. I'm sorry, I
Queglod's
still,
actually been on Rook's shoulder this entire time.
I still can't get over the picture of us as a group and just how small Queglod is.
No.
I know, it's great.
Yeah.
It's even funnier when we now say we're fucking terrified of her.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
As you're all otherwise standing there, she looks out to the rest of you and just goes, "The second rule: earn the trust of those who would follow you. You represent them and they represent you."
Oh boy.
It's a good rule.
As she otherwise nods at you, Malcolm. You see that Shattercrest is otherwise sat next to Magmir still. Well then. Is that all that you have to say? That you wish to speak of? You want this? You'll have to earn it. As she places her hand on the crown.
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
Yes.
Sasha, go heal.
Ask. Oh no, I'm not healing you. Though that would be hilarious. No, ask about the. I did. Did you not need to go to the? How the bond thingy? How did you not need to go to the waterfall? Because I still think he needs to go to the waterfall to do it. Is that not how that works?
No.
Oh, okay. No, we're good. Thank you.
Alright, Elsyan's going to walk over to Malcolm. I'm sure you'll get her next time.
You need to get it next time. I'm gonna run out of gold.
Mm.
Looks at the goblin.
A goblin.
I just look at Rook and just like, Rook, no, don't mention the betting. This is why your wife beats you.
In all fairness, Malcolm probably heard it.
With his
Fair.
passive perception, maybe. Yeah.
Yes. I forget which one of the two of us has the half passive perception.
You have the higher
Yeah.
passive, but if you didn't have observant, he'd have higher.
Yeah.
Well then.
I
Hmm?
I stand up and pat myself off a little bit. I understand. I knew before coming here I wasn't ready. Mostly I wanted to see how I guess you could say how far off I am from even attempting to be
Ruler. Better owner of the thing.
strong role model.
She keeps.
I-
She kind of leans to one side, keeping on listening.
I thank you for the lesson.
Well, will you be staying then, if you have a bond to form? You have objectives to complete, or are you in some rush?
We're not in a rush currently. We're mostly waiting for the Prince of Blood to return from the plains of hell. Once that occurs, we'll be most likely dropping everything we're doing and going and dealing with that.
Well then, if you'll be staying, you're welcome to stay here in the capital. There are things I'd like to teach you, nephew, if you are to take my place one day. Do the rest of you have any business in town?
Not particularly.
In town, not really, no.
Then I recommend
Anywhere
you see
to get a
what's
drink?
outside. The lower levels. You'll find a large variety of flavoured meads and ales.
Anywhere you recommend in particular?
I have my own stock.
Of course.
So we raid the Queenstock then.
Rook.
Good luck.
When did they say the Pistol Blow was gonna come back?
We don't
when
know.
he comes back,
don't know.
we're gonna get called by the Plague Lord.
Okay,
We get
so
called by
no
the
clue when.
You
We have no clue when. We might as well. Right now, we might as well relax a bit.
Okay.
Because unless we have anything else that we know that will be considered, let's just pick a word out there, a milestone?
You just leveled up, Sam.
I mean,
No.
I want to.
We haven't
make some
just leveled
preparations
up.
for certain things, but I don't think we have
It's
anything
2
to actually
sessions.
do at the moment.
Very well. Well then, leaders, you know what you need to do. I will call another council meeting at a later date. For now, I wish to spend time with my nephew. If any of you have anything that you wish to discuss with these individuals, or if they have anything they wish to discuss with you, please make it known now.
I don't suppose anyone knows where one might find a phoenix.
That's random.
Yes, it is.
There's a pause before the Tazuki turns to you and goes, "Why?"
Oh, divine quest and what have you. Got to find a phoenix and either take or be given its essence. It's a whole thing. I'm a cleric of a Toran, so just one of those divine quest things. It's not a massive deal immediately, but just thought I'd ask.
The Tazuki kind of pauses and looks at you. Maybe we can arrange something.
Really? Oh, that would be wonderful. Oh, thank you very much.
I did want to ask, who was it that made your armor?
Wait, what?
I'm asking the Queen. Who is it that made your armor?
Who made my armor?
Yeah.
She looks at kind of the leather wrappings, and then she looks at the plate armor that otherwise lies next to the throne.
Wait, was it her you were explaining when you said the deep magical thingy? I noticed.
Yes, it is her. Her plate armor that's ornate and ornamental. Yeah, it was her. She
I'll be right back.
She looks over at the Minotaur amongst the group. That would have been my grandfather, back during his day.
I'm sorry. I noticed it was a great piece of work.
You'd have been glad to hear it.
Also, Vesh said hello.
You watch as her expression of kind of looking at Malcom and kind of going like, okay, it's all over now, goes to a very stern and a very dangerous look. Roll me a wisdom saving throw, please, Bern.
What did you do?
Nice.
Meep.
Okay, I'm going to say this now. The goblin's going to counter your lucky, preventing you from using any more lucks.
Excuse me, that's not how it works.
It is.
No, it's not.
It's however Chris says it works.
No, lucky is that if somebody else has the lucky feat, you can use your d20 to cause them to negate any of their uses of lucky, preventing any further uses.
What? That was a thing?
Yeah. It only works on characters that use lucky, though.
Oh, if multiple creatures use a luck point on the same roll, they cancel out. Okay.
Yeah, so he'd use it to make you re-roll it again. There's a negative, but
God.
because they cancel out, that's a 2. So,
See, I look at that and I know full well that's a rule just to stop piling multiple luckies on.
mm-hmm.
But Kershaw rules is written bullshit.
You otherwise look and you realise, like, oh no, I have said something horrible. And she just looks at you and goes, Vesh sent you, did he?
I like the thought
You
the
didn't
entire
spend
party
on you.
steps away from him.
I just met him.
It was 10 gold, he dies.
I'm not taking a bet on that. He's definitely going to die. Wait a minute, he's already dead. How does that work? You know what, we'll discuss this when he's not about to be killed again.
Okay, we'll learn logistics later.
He didn't send me. I just met him. He said, "You might help us."
Fine.
Maybe I should have taken that bet.
Is there a reason, you?
Me and Vesh
What
didn't
does
see
it-
eye to eye all the time.
I see.
Court is adjourned unless any of you wish to speak. Very well. You watches. The Queen stands. Malcom, you're with me. And otherwise turns and walks past Magmare, who otherwise gets up, and Shattercrest kind of sits there waiting for you.
I go up.
Is Malcolm still wounded?
To a degree. I mean, she healed him a bit, so he's seen better days, but he's not necessarily
I just as a gesture of whatever, I was just gonna hand him one of the normal potions of healing and just it might help.
And I'll slap him on the arse and cast heal.
Alright, you
Okay,
take 70 points
Sasha.
of healing.
Yeah, Sasha, can you make a intelligence saving throw for me?
Oh no.
I'm joking.
How much healing?
70. And if you're
I
not
am.
full, you have a healing potion that you can use if you wish.
I'm almost full.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll say
I'll
you're
give
topped
you a
up with a
healing
healing potion.
And I am joking with the intelligence saving throw.
Mental prison.
Oh, I
No.
miscalculated my health in that fight.
It was gonna be Mind Sliver. It's gonna do too much damage.
Oh no.
Okay, Elsyan, roll me a dexterity saving.
I realized I miscounted.
Who
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
what?
miscalculated.
Hey, Bern, can you also roll me a dexterity saving throw, please?
I would like to counterspell that.
I would like to counterspell that.
I'd like to bang your heads together. Knock it off you too.
Ow.
Chris,
I like
can
the thought.
Can I get a one-time use of twin spell, please?
I like the thought that occasionally Elsyan and Bern start just shooting disintegrates at each other.
Oh my god. Elton gets disintegrated again.
Wait for the PvP that I do at some point.
Oh,
You're
God.
gonna get your high level
that-
PvP later.
If I don't finish Elsyan off with a disintegrate, I'm gonna accept
You know,
defeat.
that will be the one.
The only
one situation-
acceptable way.
That's the only acceptable way. That's the only acceptable way Elsyan can be killed in the PvP. There's many ways he will be killed. Axes, bows, small fools of about 10 feet.
Stubbing toes.
A pebble. A strange
That's like the
deltoid.
Or hellish rebuke.
Or hellish rebuke.
Nice.
But I plan to take many down with me.
Mm.
Mental prison is a great spell, and you fuckers don't have legendary resistances.
I really hope it's at 20th level.
I mean, I have a pseudo.
Lucky doesn't count.
It's not guaranteed, but yeah. The Queen looks back at you, Malcolm. The rest of you can come if you wish, but otherwise I'll leave you to your business, if there's anything you wish
Yeah.
to do.
Do you want us to come with you, Malcolm?
Uh,
find on your own. Your choice.
Or would you prefer privacy?
What was that? Queglod?
Or would you prefer to be in private? It's your decision.
I'd kind of prefer to be just us for now. I'd like
Okay.
to...
Very well.
Of course.
If you find somewhere to stay and you want to meet up with us, we'll get Sasha to send you a sending.
If you're looking for anywhere to stay, the floor just below us houses a number of places to stay.
Ah, excellent. Well,
She looks over to one of the individuals leaving, as she otherwise shouts, "Kuzo!" You watch as the goblin slowly turns. Seeing as you found yourself some newfound money, would you mind escorting these individuals to some of the bunks and finding them a place to stay? You watch as he bows and wanders on with you.
I want to, as Elsyan's walking out, just turns to Kuzo. So Kuzo, do you happen to know a goblin named Noblin?
There are plenty of goblins named Noblin.
Oh, I've
It's
heard
kind of
about
a
that.
common name, along with Nilbogs. However, they're cousins, and we don't like them as much.
I heard Nilbogs are assholes.
Mostly.
It's like any high elf.
Yeah.
He kind of pauses.
Hey, I'm
Wouldn't
allowed
know.
to say that.
Wouldn't know.
Well, you've met me. You've met me now. Now you do.
I'm also allowed to say it by association.
You're only allowed to say it because we're fucking.
Oh.
Yep.
I didn't need to
Yeah.
know that.
Well, now you do.
Did you do it in the tent? I need
I
to
can
let
neither-
my wife know to clean the tent.
I can. Okay, I clean it every time. I know. That's the reason I know prestidigitation.
Brooke looks absolutely horrified. It's like
It's clean.
Oh.
Oh man, what's worse, a wizard taking a dump on the floor than casting prestidigitation, or getting rid of stains that shouldn't belong?
This raises an actual serious lore question.
Go on, Simon. Ask the question.
Does the spunk go to the same dimension as the ship? Or are they two separate ones?
Oh no.
Oh, this will be a
Tell me
Chris.
the Queen's out of range.
this is
Chris,
this is Queglod
you-
to the DM, not.
I know.
Chris, you know that just this conversation alone stops this episode being able to put on YouTube, right?
It will go on YouTube, it just won't be monetized. And if we get...
It's just got like a 5-minute long like beep in the middle of it. But no adequate and just the beep then just cuts out on me explaining that it's going to be there and with there not
No
being any
context.
explanation for its presence.
Oh no, it's terrible. Anyway, I will say let's take a quick few-minute break to mull that newfound lore over. I'm going to quickly be right back. And when we get back, we'll get to your little exploration of the city and Malcom, what you otherwise get taught or told. Alright, back in a moment.
Oh God, I'm sorry about that. Oh God.
Be right back.
That took you a while to catch on there, Harlan. Unless
I'm
I
tired
said the first
in the
bit.
brain.
You're tired in the brain. You're gonna fall asleep again.
Oh, probably.
Interesting.
I was on a call last night. I genuinely did fall asleep.
Oh my god. Nice.
To be fair, it was at like 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Oh, that's fair. That's entirely fair. Oh God.
But yeah, so I've made...
Malcolm's aunt is nice.
Yeah. We can never let her and Rook's wife meet, ever.
Or we make them meet, and then we have one of
And-
them. Then we have the Queen of the Battlegrounds kill Rook.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever if Rook doesn't go for his children's birthday, then
Oh,
Yeah.
that's even better. If he refuses to go, like we go to the Queen of the Barrenlands, it's like, hi, I want you to meet Rook's wife. Like the entire party without Rook. Just be friends with her.
Rook will know.
Rook will know. It's not going to change a damned thing. Is it?
Rook will know when both the Queen of the Barrenlands and his wife show up together.
Well, them
Nah.
two together, like the material of the world, like literally everything would just
Nah,
explode
nah,
into one
nah.
place.
Hmm.
Time would stop.
See,
Nations would crumble. The war with the Alliance and Empire will end.
the
See,
Barrenlands
basically
will be
what-
all that's left.
Yeah, literally.
Ringar will hang
I
himself.
think we should because obviously like the Queen of the Barrenlands is a beyond level 20 monk.
Yes.
But also consider Talia, I believe that's your wife's name, right?
Hmm.
Is a beyond level 20 wife.
It's true. She is a powerhouse of a wife.
She has proficiency with blunt weapons in the shape of rolling pins.
She
and-
has,
Proficient in hands.
yes.
Damn,
And
I can't compete with pans. They're way too strong.
she has, of course, proficiency in a sewer's kit. And what else? What other stereotypes can we throw on her?
Broom.
Oh no. So I'm having flashbacks to Curse of Strahd, where brooms are the worst things ever.
Okay.
and then just imagine her being like, just beating the shit out of Rook.
So, does she also have, like, unlimited constitution to be able to keep yelling?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And
Of course.
each of her yells deals 10d10 psychic damage.
I'm back.
Basically, I turn up and she just thumbs at me.
No. What she does is that at the beginning of the day, she'll give you chores, Rook, and then if they're not done at the end of the day, you take 10d20 psychic damage.
I don't.
Is this
Why is my
revenge?
wife like the most powerful? Stop! Don't introduce her
she
to
is.
powerful people. We don't want to introduce her to powerful people. Jesus Christ!
Why not? Are you embarrassed about your wife? Do you want us to tell her that?
I'm not embarrassed about my wife. I just don't think that she needs any more power. I mean,
I think she does.
she did 200 plus
Okay,
damage
right.
to me
So-
in the space of 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's because she choked you out.
We need.
I
What we
believe
need
so.
is
Normally it's
a
me that
league
does
of
that.
competent women.
So Sasha, what we need to do is we need to tell Rook's wife that Rook's embarrassed of her because he's not willing to take her in front of the Queen of the Barrenlands.
Yeah.
General consensus. How upset would people be if their characters died in the campaign?
Honestly, if it was stuff like this, don't really care.
Just as well.
Let's face it, if Elsyan dies, he might be able to get resurrected again. At this time, probably further in the future, because the Turan is not going to jump to the help again before Sasha's
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
That is it, and that's entirely fair, and it will allow me to play a new character called Rook's wife.
Oh no.
Ah,
I've decided to
Joking.
come
No,
along
I
too.
don't.
I've decided to come along too. It's like, oh, okay, what have you done with the kids? Passes Rook a baby carrier. Can't
Oh.
take damage.
Oh,
and
no.
go
No,
back.
that's the thing. This it can have squires, and the squires are the kids.
Okay.
Oh,
Look,
yes.
look,
I
guys,
am not taking the kids to fight the Prince
guys,
of Blood.
Why
guys.
not?
We need to invite all of the competent, overpowered women we know, and make a league of fuck you, Rook.
What we do
I'm
is we
thinking
get.
Queglod and
Get
Bern,
to
are
me.
you here?
Talia.
Queglod, Bern.
I think you know what? Even that, I'll get my mother involved with that.
No.
Yeah.
We get them all to meet like in the tavern room. We just say, "Hey, Rook, does something needs to happen in the main tavern room? Is there a back door to the tavern that we can sneak out of?"
Yes.
Why don't you take a look?
Okay, right, let's
We
just
have
clear
an
this up. Why
Oh, yeah.
does there seem to be like some crazy agenda to try and get a load of women
Okay.
together to take on Rook?
Harlan and Sam are projecting. Don't worry.
That is fair.
Makes sense, actually. Okay, yeah.
Look,
I
to be
will not
entirely
deny that.
fair, my thought process is I just want all these competent people to do our jobs for us because I'm scared of the Prince of Blood, and we're all
Coward.
weak,
We're not
and
weak.
we're gonna die. And
Look,
then the
Harlan,
Prince of Blood should
categorically,
be an
we're not
asshole.
weak. We're not as
In
strong as these
comparison
people.
to these women, we are.
Look at it this way, we're gonna be fine. What's the worst gonna happen? We're gonna go fight the Prince of Blood in his fortress, essentially, surrounded by an entire army of his almost, and there's gonna be spiders. Yay, spiders.
Oh, don't forget, we will look like some of those spiders.
Oh, why have you had to say that?
Because I
It's
knew
like-
Zed,
it's
so
like,
I remember the plan.
It's like Batman. You'll become the spider so that you get over your own fear of spiders.
No, I'll just be scared of myself.
Okay, Sasha, what's Batman?
Oh, it's
Is that a lycanthrope?
no,
Hey,
it was just
hey.
you want to take this one, Chris?
I was gonna say, Sam, it's wet bitch.
Oh yes, I have figured out that Rook's wife, or we have figured out Rook's wife is the most terrifying person because she also has proficiency in brooms, Chris.
Oh no.
Yeah! I realised as it was said that I was the only person in this chat that would get it. I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
Happy.
Oh, he's doomed.
Don't worry, we may be able to get Elsyan may be able to survive a fight with these women if he does a high enough level mind sliver and runs.
Have we got Bern back?
I'm here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, everyone's here. I
Simon?
I never left.
No,
Oh,
okay.
I made a call for you
Sudz?
two and nobody answered, so I was like, okay, the two of them are gone then.
think. They did answer.
Sudz?
Oh, I didn't hear him.
Have we got a Sudz? Sudz?
Sudz was here.
American?
Well, he's doing he's doing his separate thing at the moment, so. I'll give him
Yeah,
a
that's
minute.
fair.
As you all are kind of led down to the layer below, kind of, your new goblin found companion Kuzo otherwise wanders up to one of the doors, kind of just embedded in the wall, kind of gives a little knock on it and pushes it open. As you hear on the inside, "Hey, what do you want? Hey, Kuzgo, you're here. You brought your friends. Good. Well, they all come for a drink, place to stay. They're all here to stay. Orders by Queen of the Barrenlands on her budget. Free of charge. It's no fun. Maybe drinks though? Drinks and food? Eh?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Drinks and
Yeah,
food?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, drinks
Yeah.
and food.
Good.
Sorry.
Yes, the queen did say that. I'm not gonna.
Sasha.
I'm not gonna throw him under the bus.
Hey, alright, what kind of things you're looking to eat?
Doesn't matter as long as this guy's buying. Pat the goblin on the shoulder.
Wink.
Kuzo
I'm
kind of
kidding.
just looks at you
The
and goes,
sort of revenge. Let's bankrupt the queen.
Yes.
No, here's the problem. Here's the problem. If we bankrupt the queen, then that means we are bankrupting future Malcom.
Malcolm can
Who
get out
can-
of bankruptcy. He's got plenty of
Yeah.
money.
Well, the thing
Not
is,
enough to run a kingdom.
He'll be fine.
fine. The tavern's gonna
What
pay
is
for
a
the
kingdom
kingdom.
but a really large tavern?
Okay, you can't run a kingdom on one tavern. That's not how it
It's
works.
fine. Make his deeds of nourishment. He can sell them and get out of bankruptcy.
Okay.
I have money, you guys. Like,
not
Yeah,
enough
not
to
that
run a
much.
kingdom.
Run a kingdom.
look, I'm working on that. Okay.
Okay. The answer
Malcolm,
is
when I get
always the
my
answer.
bank set up, then
See-
we can do it.
Oh right, yes, you can start creating Wall Street, or what would be the fantasy version? That Fireball Street.
Fireball Street, nice. Then we'll get
Nice.
a group of random people to come and break it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then you can get bailed out from the. Oh no, you will be the government. There needs to be more separation, and you not being the one in charge.
Vesh is the one in charge.
I have a feeling that may end badly.
Sorry, I'm back now.
Yeah, that's
had
fine.
I don't think anything Vesh does is trustworthy.
Fair.
So, as you otherwise enter into the tavern, he kind of turns to you and goes, "So, what you wanting then?" Food.
Do you have any wine?
Here we got wine. What kind?
What's your best bottle of wine?
His breast.
Best! Not breast, I don't want breast wine.
He wants breast wine.
No, I don't. What is your most
If you do have
expensive?
best wine, I do want to hear about it.
If you're,
But I somehow
if you're
don't.
talking about milk, yeah.
No. Milk. Oh god, all breast wine. This is
That's
just
what you've been
fermented.
drinking in our tavern.
It's just fermented milk.
Ugh.
I know.
Ooh.
Yummy.
Well,
But in all seriousness, what is your best bottle of?
we got whites, we got reds, we got honeyed, we got spiced, fruity,
what-
dry.
okay. What would you suggest? Barman's recommendations. Okay, which one will get me drunk the fastest?
Ah, that's easy. You watch as he otherwise lifts up what looks to be a bottle. He says, "This one's known as the Dead Man's Brew. You can probably guess why."
Oh, I'd like some of that.
Yeah, I'll have a bit of that.
How much for a bottle?
It's paid for. Yeah.
He looks at Kuzo, who goes, "I'll pay for just the bottle." And he otherwise
Don't.
as he
I was joking about that, so I'll
Sure?
pay. I'm sure. I was joking. You
Right.
won that money fair and square.
Alright, thanks. If you're looking for how much this is, 15 gold.
I'll pay it.
Alright. He otherwise puts the bottle in front, puts a number of shot glasses with it. You're looking for ice and with that, or anything to water it down, or you having it flat?
Could we also get like a jug of water just in case it does almost kill us?
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Wanting any food
I've
to go with
heard
that?
that you've got.
Sasha?
What were you saying, Sasha?
I've heard that you've got a large selection of various meads.
Yes, the local brewery otherwise handles various meads with the honey that comes in from the wild bees and wasps. Well, not the wasps, but you know.
Do you happen to have? Is there any way to get like a tasting selection, or shots of each of them?
If you're looking for, as you say, shots or small amounts, I'm sure I can do that sort of thing. Should have a few bottles open.
That would be wonderful. I'm just looking to. I always love to try new alcohols, and it's been a while since I've had good mead.
All right, one silver, and I can otherwise get you a few little bits of each. Give it a test.
Absolutely, I'm going to hand over a gold.
All right, that'll pay for the palate cleansers.
Yep.
I may actually join you in getting some mead. I'm not looking to drink too much today.
Yeah, the gold will cover it.
I might get a bottle as well.
Yeah. To clarify, I did that because I was at 890 platinum, and I needed to get down to a gold. We can say I hand a platinum, and he gives back the gold. Just I'm just.
Okay, that's fine.
I've hated that one for weeks now.
Okay, so you're otherwise handed. So the Dead Man's Brew otherwise went towards Elsyan and Bern, who were going to be taking that.
And me.
And you.
I'm buying one.
Yeah. Kuzo otherwise otherwise arranges the various things regarding the rooms that you'll be staying in. From your general understanding of him kind of sticking around, he is the financer of the town. The one who's in charge of these finances. From a general attitude, there's a little bit of concern. It's like, oh, it's a goblin. He was gambling with us.
Oh.
He's a bit of a pussy gambler if he only gambles 10 gold.
Yeah, he was in the middle. Yeah, that was a spur of the moment sort of, hey, what? Not like full blown gambling.
Yeah.
Is there an arena in this town? Is there an arena in this town? Elsyan asks.
Are you asking Kuzo or the bartender?
I'm fairly certain either of them would know the answer.
Okay. Kuzo kind of looks at you and just goes, there are a number of them. There's fighting pits for if you want to fight beasts and spar off against them. No killing policy, but fighting.
Oh, fair enough. Just making sure. Bets are made on those, right?
To a degree.
Okay. Do you control how much of a degree bets are done to?
Not necessarily, no. Most of that's just what the owners tend to charge.
Fair enough.
We tax it though.
Just curious. Malcom, I know. Oh, he's not here. I know how Malcom, when we end up. Tax is the solution. Elsyan just. I like the thought that Elsyan just had that entire conversation we had about Malcom not having the money to run a kingdom if we bankrupt.
That all just happened in your head.
It's just like that all happened. And Elsyan said, "It's like tax." He shouts out. Sorry, I'm gonna go sit down and drink.
I've
Sasha.
had those moments before. They're terrifying when you just have that entire conversation in your head and just shout something out and you're like, oh, whoops.
Sasha, could you get me some food?
Of course.
I need carbohydrates, stuff that will soak alcohol up.
Right. Bartender, what could you suggest?
Food-wise, are you looking for something sustaining, or are you looking for something just as kind of cheap nibbles?
Sustaining, I think.
If you're looking for something sustaining, either kebabs, a steak, burgers. If you're looking for something a bit more leafy, you do a salad.
That sounds like something the elf would eat.
As much as I dearly want to give him just a salad, because it would be hilarious, I'm thinking
prison.
I'd recommend the burger, if anything.
Yes, I'm thinking the burger would be good.
Alright. One burger?
Can I get steak?
Sure.
How much is
I will also go for a steak.
Alright.
Right. What kind of steak? I'm just curious.
We got
Is it
lamb,
is it beef?
pork, and goat.
No beef. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, because it's
I just
insensitive to the Minotaurs to a certain degree.
Exactly. See, that's my thought. When I think steak, you of course think beef steak.
I understand what you mean. I just call them steaks. It's easier than saying chops.
To be quite fair, Elsyan's just walked off by this point. This is just Sam curious.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, would it be goat chops or goat steaks?
Chops.
Is it goat chops?
Well, actually, it probably wouldn't be. Actually, no.
It would be a goat shank, probably.
Ah.
Actually, depends what cut of the animal it is.
That is true.
You're right. That
Yeah.
is true.
That is true. Anyway. Alright, so 2 steaks, 1 burger, 2 steaks, a burger, 5 gold so far.
What kinds of kebabs did you have?
We have a large variety. We either have meat, we have cooked vegetables, things like, I'm not sure you have them where you come from. You're not sure, if you've been in the Barrenlands before, you don't seem like the type.
No, this is my first time.
Right, so what we do is we take basically pig meat. We mash it, mix it with herbs, and it makes like these balls. And you fry them, and then you put them on kebabs. It's basically stuffing.
Sounds worth a try. I'll have that then.
Alright?
I'll take the same.
Alright. 2 loaves kebabs, that'll be a gold for that, so 6 gold so far. Right, I think that's everyone.
I'll pay.
Okay.
Because I've got to pay for my drink as well. So
Yep,
that's what,
and
21?
That's 50.
Gold?
That would be 21 gold, yeah. Because if you're buying your own bottle, then yeah. Okay. Alrighty then. Trying the different meads. They are very nice. You can taste the different kinds of flowers and the environments that they come from. Some are sweeter, some are a little bit drier. Some kind of have a layer of fruitiness and undertaste of various flowers or plants that live in the area. Some of them kind of have like a rose or a tulipy taste to them. It's a little bit strange, but it kind of has that underlying taste to it.
Any real standouts?
The rose one is particularly good. You're not entirely sure why, because you wouldn't imagine the climate could support roses.
Oh, this rose one is very nice. Is it a special type, or I wouldn't have thought roses would grow here?
They're known here in the Barrenlands. They grow quite a lot in particular areas. They're known as strawberry stone roses. Strawberry stones are a bush. Before they turn into strawberry stones, they have like these rose-like covers to them, like flower buds.
All right.
They look very pretty, but the strawberry stones are ultimately what gets harvested in large amounts. Bees help with that.
Oh, right. Well, fair enough.
Looking for more of that, or?
Yes, I think I am. To do a large tankard or a small decanter or something, just like not necessarily a full bottle, maybe a full bottle. Let's go for full bottle.
Full bottle will be 2 silver. If you're looking for half a bottle and like a tankard sort of thing, then it'll be 1 silver.
Okay. Full bottle it is.
For you, Queglod, trying out the variety of them. One in particular does stand out for you, and it's one that has a slightly sharper taste to it. And it reminds you somewhat of sunflowers, which reminds you very much of home back in the Highlands. Given that they were one of the more prominent flowers that grew, given the high climates and the constantly being kind of exposed to the sun. Sunflowers were very much rampant throughout the Highlands. It reminds you of home somewhat.
That's very nice. Do we have any sunflowers like very close to the manor? Or
to a degree, yeah.
Okay.
You used to kind of have a number of them kind of scattered throughout the Highlands. There were some that used to be grown down in the village after the Wingless liberated the manor. Then when people moved in, kind of the lower village used to kind of use sunflower seeds for a large number of things. Source of food, source of just growing plants for beauty and for other things as well, medicinal purposes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to call over. This is just like a small.
These are small samples, but that's the one that calls out to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna call over the bartender. Excuse me, could I get a bottle of this one?
Would you like a half or a whole bottle?
Whole, I think.
Okay. One silver for the
Gonna be
sunflower.
taller than Queglod.
What was that?
1 silver for the bottle of sunflower.
Thank you.
Right. Takes
I'll
that.
hand over a silver.
Okay. Takes that, passes you the bottle. While the rest of you are otherwise sat over at a table with your dead man's brew, who is drinking it and how are you drinking it?
Elsyan, you do have like goblets to drink out of.
You have a choice
Wine glass.
of wine glass, shot glass, or like just like a regular glass that you can use for this sort of thing. You can have it on the rocks. You can have it just as a straight shot. or you can have it
Just double
filtered down.
checking. This was his quickest to get us drunk wine, right? Or is
Yeah.
this
No, not wine.
that's why okay.
Yeah.
So I wasn't clear earlier. I was asking for the wine that would get us
okay.
drunk us.
None of the wines are high alcohol for that. Most of them are kind of leisure
Okay.
wines for the most part. But I'll say if you want to, with the kind of splitting it with the rest of the party with Bern and stuff. Given you bought the Dead Man's Brew, you can have a little bit of wine and mix it. But
no, that's fine.
the Dead Man's
shot
Brew
glass.
is kind of looking at it. You've never been one for brewing. You've kind of taken to beginning to understand it a little bit, given your eagerness to learn every artisan tool.
Mm-hmm.
So you've looked at it slightly when it comes to like alcohol levels. Getting like a 95% purity on any like pure alcohol is relatively difficult and can be dangerous. Methods
is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah. And
no one in their right mind would serve it.
Yeah, and in that regard, the Dead Man's Brew is 75%.
Okay, this is the type of level as Turkish Raki, which you have to water down. Okay.
Cannon will make you go blind.
Yeah. So Elsyan is of course going to have a straight shot of this.
I'm gonna follow Elsyan because he beat me in that drinking competition.
I'll also be having a shot.
Okay.
Elsyan knows for. Is this the first time I've been in a drinking competition after I died?
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
I'd like.
Yeah,
So
so
the first competition, I know we did all.
If you think about it, you've got a brand new liver to ruin.
It's true.
It's true, yeah. Okay, I would like each of you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
thank God for resilient.
For the alcohol content, the DC does not start at 10.
Oh Jesus Christ! I'm
You want to use your Indomitable, Rook?
Oh yeah, that's a saving thing, isn't it?
Hey, Chris, natural 20.
I know, I saw.
Oh wow! All right, I've got one more. Here we go. Fuck me. All right. Well, at least that's an 18.
18, Bern.
Jesus.
18.
18, and Elsyan's total is
27 plus the 5, so 30.
32.
2, yes.
Elsyan's the only one who passes here.
Excuse me.
The DC for most alcohols, like watered down ale, grogs type stuff, you're looking at, DC of 10, and then after you've had so many drinks, the DC increases by 1. This is 75% alcohol. DC start level is 20.
That's entirely fair.
As Elsyan, you kind of down the shot, it burns, it stings, it tastes horrible. Reminds you somewhat of death. You understand why it's called Dead Man's Brew, and you look at it and it's like, it tastes absolutely horrible. And you begin to feel ever so slightly dizzy. While you look at Rook and Bern, who they take their shot, they spend the next few minutes coughing as the back of their throats go dry and almost brittle at the taste of this. You feel very unwell, the two of you.
Ha! Lightweights.
Oh, I'm not gonna let this
Second
girl
one.
beat me.
No, we're not
Go
having
again.
any more. It will kill you, seriously.
Oh yeah, I'm already dead.
I...
That's the reason why I can keep drinking. I'm already dead.
Well, to be quite fair, all of us died at least once.
Yeah. At this point, Kuzo goes, "Alright, you have good fun. I'm going to head out. I'll come back in the morning if you want to travel anywhere or anything like that. I'll make sure we can get you into court if we need be."
Do any of us have any idea how long Malcolm's going to be away for?
No,
Not
but
a
I can
clue.
send him here after he's done.
Excellent, thank you.
Nods and turns and leaves.
Right, okay. Now, I am already very, very drunk. But even I can tell that drinking any more of this straight is a bad idea.
One more shot.
Rook, you want in on this?
Yeah. I've got to, haven't I? I mean, I can't.
Okay.
Can't let the undead and the elf beat me.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Elsyan.
Barrenlands. Yes.
You need to roll me one. You need to roll me a saving throw. Bern and Rook, you failed, so you roll a disadvantage.
Okay.
The DC
right, it's
has
already
increased.
on a It's already on a 20, so it's gonna fail. I'm just gonna put it onto a.
So we have disadvantage, right?
You and Rook have disadvantage because you failed the first one.
Oh, 16. It's even worse.
21.
I'm gonna re-roll this one. It's Iraqi.
With lucky, okay.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
25.
25.
I got a 21. I'm not sure I
Wait,
quite passed
25? I thought you were con save. Oh no, you. Yeah, you're
Con save is plus 10.
Oh, 35, not 25. Right.
It's disadvantage, so it's the 15. Isn't it?
With lucky, you choose between the dice.
Oh, yeah, true.
I think that's how that works.
I'll check again, hold on.
Yeah, you double check that real quick. Elsyan, what's your total?
21.
Okay. You take a drink. It burns, it stings, and you like begin coughing and spluttering. You know you're gonna have to start drinking this either watered down quite heavily,
Oh, no.
or with
Yeah.
like ice flakes and like pieces,
No,
bits of lemon and
this
stuff to try and soothe it.
But here's the thing: have I failed?
Yes.
Oh.
Rook, you haven't felt this bad in a long time.
Well,
Blame this because my wife hurt my throat. That's my excuse.
Sure.
Okay.
It's
I
For a
know.
regular-
My mind went where yours did.
for a regular.
I didn't say
regular
anything.
roll,
You
You
didn't
can't
have to.
prove nothing.
I got no proof. It's also like a satchel officer.
So what did you say, Infernal?
on a regular roll, fuck, I can't speak. You can choose, but I don't know how it works with disadvantage.
On a regular roll.
Yeah, you get to choose which one you use.
Okay, for the purpose of this, I'll say that the 25 is in effect here.
Okay.
Just for it, because that does pass still.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I think that's how it works with disadvantage, because you just get to reroll. Or unless you get to reroll both dice, I don't know.
yeah, I believe it would be re-rolling a single die, and then you choose. So I'd say in this instance, it's a matter of you re-roll and you keep the disadvantage,
Yeah, disadvantage, you get to
but
roll.
you can choose which one is becoming the disadvantage. So yeah. In this instance, you kind of drink it down. It burns and it hurts. Not gonna lie, you think it tastes quite good. It's got like an undertone of irony, which reminds you of blood somewhat, and it's surprisingly refreshing. But it does make you drunk very quickly, and you feel oof. Rook, you watch Rook, and you've seen people throw up before. He doesn't. And despite his size and despite the small portion of the drink, you watch as Rook just kind of sways forward, back, and forward as you watch his head just hits the deck. Rook is out.
I think he needed that.
Nice.
I think he deserves that after what he's been through.
Forget my
Yes.
life
Now,
right now.
now, Bern, I've got a good idea. If we are drinking this anymore, we water it down.
One more.
No.
No, Bern. I can't do it, Bern.
No. Bern? Okay, can you please make me a persuasion check so I will know if Elsyan would?
Can I make it? Can I make it deception and go and tell him nothing will go wrong? We can take it.
You can. I will have a say that you make it with disadvantage because you are drunk. And Elsyan, you make an insight check, but you are drunk, so it is with disadvantage.
Okay.
Ooh,
Just gotta beat a 10 on disadvantage. Beat a 10 on disadvantage, that's fine, that's easy.
It's including his deception and your insight.
You gotta beat a 21.
Yeah, I don't.
No.
Okay.
Ah.
You feel confident
Damn it.
nothing will go wrong.
I like
Or
the thought that in part of my brain there's let's go. No, don't do it. Don't do it. And the other part of me is drunk. drink.
Okay, go ahead and roll me with disadvantage, you two. Because you're both drunk at this point.
14.
That's a fail even if I'm lucky.
Nice.
Okay.
It looks like all three of us are down.
Queglod and
So even
Sasha,
if I reroll this.
as you're enjoying your drinks over there, and like, these are quite nice. They remind you of home. They've got a very nice taste to them. You just hear thump thump as the two of them just hit the deck.
I don't feel so good, Miss Smashfist. Thunk.
I'm not doing a lesser restoration this time. You can get over it your fucking self.
If they die first, then bring them.
I will teleport us to our room.
I'm going
No, you're messing it up. You're
Casting
messing up.
teleport while drunk. The
There's
D100
definitely
check
have,
has
like-
disadvantage.
we end up in Webval's lair again.
That's fine.
But
I mean,
the
hopefully
giants
the
have
cold-
moved in.
I was gonna say, hopefully the cold would sober us up.
That's not how cold works.
Somehow
No,
I end up
but-
teleporting us to the Prince of Blood's room.
All of you are
Hi.
passed out though. All three of you have passed out.
They've only had
I'm
like
gonna
a few
start-
shots of this stuff, right?
Yeah, they have.
Oh
Can
yeah.
I?
Okay,
Okay,
I'm
so-
going to confiscate the rest of the bottle. Clearly, you cannot be trusted with this.
You confiscate the two bottles, one from Rook and one from Elsyan.
But
So quick thing. First
it
of
called?
all,
What's it called? Dead Man's
Dead
Brew.
Man's Brew.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so I'm going to start by Rook is one of the passed out fuckers, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'm going to be dragging him to his room by his horns.
Okay. Takes you
Like,
a while,
literally
but
dragging him.
you
on
drag
the
him up
floor.
there. The goblin bartender otherwise turns
Dunk,
back and goes,
dunk, dunk.
Your room's up the first one on the right. If you want to just dump him in there, bed should support him. If you're... I'll reheat the food later. It's fine.
Oh, thank you. That would be very lovely.
I'll,
I'll be back down in a minute. Thank
Thanks. Unconscious. Bed should support him. Is he calling me fat?
Yes.
Yes.
So
And
you're
I want to
Minotaur,
make
you're
it
a
very
big fucker.
clear. I am pulling him back. I'm pulling him up the stairs, face first.
Is this Bern or Elsyan?
No, this is Rook, first of all.
Oh, okay.
That's an asshole.
You know,
To be quite fair.
But Bern and Elsyan, I'm princess carrying because I am physically capable of doing so. But
Your sack of potatoes carrying with Rook, though, just like dragging him along the ground.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
I want to be Princess
Rook
Carrie.
doesn't wake up.
Fair.
He is
be less
out.
fat.
Ooh.
You drag him
He's
up
not
the stairs.
fat, he's well toned.
He's poofy.
Bigger than you.
It's the fur.
Yeah, it's a
He's
fur.
got pillowy man bosoms. Leave him alone.
I've got a dad bod. Okay. I have 2 kids.
As you otherwise drag Rook up the stairs, you place him on the bed, you come back down and you see Elsyan and Bern conked out also.
Mm.
Do you just leave him there, Sasha?
I'm taking him to his room and tucking him in. I'm not doing lesser restoration. They did this to themselves.
Okay. You take the two of them up to their bed, kind of lay them down. You head back downstairs. Queglod, roll me an investigation check.
Oh boy. Okay, that is 16 total.
Okay. You kind of take the two bottles off them and you kind of get a look, and you note that there's a warning label on it. You kind of sit back down with the two bottles in front of you, and as you kind of turn it round, you see that it has written on the back, "Do not mix with magic." Much like how you have the whole don't have drugs and alcohol at the same time, so paracetamol or anything like that, or anything
Well, they're
worse.
guidelines.
They're guidelines. The same sort of thing is mentioned here. This doesn't happen on any alcohol that you know. Usually most alcohols can be cured with lesser restoration. This one seems to say otherwise. Don't.
Wait, does that make it a magical alcohol, and therefore I have advantage on things that will put me to sleep?
This is more of a poison or a disease.
Oh, that's some powerful bullshit you just said right there.
Harlan, this is... What I just did is what I call pulling a Harlan, so...
Nice.
Now, if you were
Yeah,
a
I felt
gnome
like
or a
getting taken
Yanti
there.
with magic resistance, you might get away with it.
Understandable. No, Chris, I knew full well it was high-level bullshit.
Yantis are immune to this because they're immune to the poison condition. Yeah.
In fact, they are.
Okay, once Sasha gets back. Sasha, you didn't cast anything on them, did you?
Oh god, no! They can suffer for their crimes.
No, good. Could you take a look at this quickly and see what you make of it?
All right.
I'll
Oh,
show Sasha the warning level.
with my rather
I've
impressive
been-
medicine check, can I work out exactly what is causing this to be like ineffective?
I would say with your
outright
with your
harmful.
mastery of brewery plus your high medicine and high wisdom, I'd say you understand that there's something in the alcohol or the way it's distilled which casting magic would backfire. You don't know what. Your level of kind of the understand of magic and arcane to that degree you don't entirely understand, but you know that there are some things in the world which do have some repelling properties on magic. Lead is one. Black glass is another, along with several other magical objects such as mysterial, arcanium, different metals of that sort. A lot of things have
I've tried-
strange properties. Something that's in this drink has an anti-magic like effect where it either counters it or backfires restoration style spells.
Cool. Yeah, this shit fucks. Yeah.
I'll
Have
try and analyze it. See if
have
I can
we
make use of this. Not here,
actually
though, just in case it's explosive.
Right. Well, be careful, but I can help you with brewing, with the brewery side of it, because it's one of my few life skills.
That's true. Actually, you've recently been working on enchanting as well, haven't you?
Yes, indeed, I have. I
You may be able to
can
make something
do that.
of this.
Maybe. A bottle of infinite alcohol. If only there was a convenient flask that could do that. Looks over at Chris.
Who's Chris?
I like the thought of the tiles looking up from the table, looking through Chris's
And I'm just
screen
sat here
and
like,
directly at him.
what did I do?
No.
It's not what you did, it's what you didn't do. We need
No,
alchemy
I-
jugs, goddammit.
You have
Yes,
an
I'd
alchemy
very
jug.
much like-
Queglod has one.
Yes, this is true.
Oh no.
Can we...
Yeah.
And I think it might be Malcom. Someone has. I swear someone
You-
has one.
one
I
of
haven't
you
filled
two
jar
has
of
a-
black-
My inventory.
Yeah. One of you has a jug.
Yeah.
Queglod. Apparently that thing can make wine. We could try and tinker with it to make the wine instead pour out this shit.
That is a possibility. I was
It's
thinking
a genuine competent weapon.
I was thinking if this repels restorative magic, we could create some sort of anti-healing.
Mm.
of it.
Yes, quite probably.
Has getting stupidly drunk on some alcohol given us a
Well,
potentially powerful weapon?
It's
Well, my
restorative.
thought-
Anti-healing is different from anti-restoration. This means that if you cast Feeble Mind on someone, then give them this drink, then they can't be restorationed. Which means that they have to make the save every 30 days, provided you're giving them a regular supply of this alcohol.
Well, my thought
That's the
process
alcohol
here
correct.
is
I'm looking at experimenting with it magically to see what I can make of it.
Yeah.
But
Like find the base property and see what we can do to fuck around with it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But also, well, Bern has those slimes inside of him, and he already can't heal. We could see
I
about
forgot
maybe
that.
doing something with that.
Bern, roll me 3 Constitution saving throws for each of them, please. They don't get lucky, so just roll me 6 dice and it'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, Bern has like extra livers, and even he's getting drunk. Over this.
Yeah, no, they're destroyed with this. They're going to be
dead.
they're not dead, but they are leaking.
Ooh. You know what? Sometimes I get so drunk I start leaking.
You go to Bern's room, you just see like there's some red stuff coming out of his ears, some purple stuff out of his mouth.
Is it just those orifices they're coming out of?
There's any hole in his body.
What happens if we poke a new hole in him?
Then they have a chance to get out. That's how it works. Once he gets bloodied, they can come out.
Neat.
Enough holes have been poked that they can leave without causing excess damage to him.
Neat.
Okay. So while you're all getting smashed, enjoying a decent dinner with you, Queglod and Sasha, and otherwise enjoying your drinks, Malcom. Are you here, Malcom?
Yeah.
Cool. You otherwise are led away with the Queen of the Barrenlands. You travel past her throne and into a back area, past an archway of otherwise dangling, what look to be these large kind of thorn-coated vines. She pushes past and you watch as Magmir does the same, Shattercrest following beside you. There's a moment of tension within within Magmir and Shattercrest, it seems. As you kind of keep wandering on, you enter.
Sorry, is it tension like they know each other already?
Seems,
well,
seems like
from okay.
as you otherwise follow them, traveling with them. The Queen otherwise leads into what looks to be kind of a larger one of these spherical nodules on the side of the wall of the Stalagnest city. She wanders into it and you see that there is a large opening on the other side, a large opening that Magmir can fit out, and a large balcony that otherwise looks out across the horizon. The view is spectacular. You can see southward where the sun otherwise peters down across the landscape ahead, casting the shadows from the acacia trees and kind of the smattering of smaller shrubs and bushes. The moving animals, the flying overhead of various creatures, whether they be large or small. You otherwise move up and into this chamber. You see over to one side is a fairly simple but otherwise relatively soft bed. Double bed in one portion of the room. This massive, what looks to be quilted together, either quilt or blanket of some form that is otherwise lying on the that lies on the ground. You watch as Magmir kind of goes over and curls up next to it. You see around the room are a number of bookshelves and books. You see off to one side a writing desk and a vanity table. And you see a number of areas nearby of what look to be like these strange poles with this kind of wooden rotating center to it. It's strange, you've never seen anything like it. As the Queen otherwise moves up to the writing desk and otherwise stands next to it, turns around, pivoting on her heel. Well then. Good to see that you're alive, Malcom.
Thank you. There have been quite a few close calls. Most recently, our fight with one known as Why can't I remember his name now?
Webval?
Yes. It was on the tip of my tongue. My most recent close call was against one known as Webval.
Magmir just lifts his head. So you clashed with Webval?
Yes, he was guarding a part of the trial for Rook. Was it for Rook? Yeah, it was for Rook, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was. Yeah.
And the forge for Sasha.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, but I'm sort of secondary on this.
Fair point.
So you're certainly strong, but you work with your friends. What about you, Shattercrest? How have you fared? Shattercrest kind of just goes up and sits in front of him. It's been a long time since we've talked. Got to say, I still disagree with your opinions, but here we are. I hate the fact that you can come back and tell me in a younger body. Okay, stare at each other for a moment before Queen turns back to you. Well then. It'll be interesting to hear your stories, but do you intend to need the crown? As by the sounds of what your friend said, mentioning Vesh, you know what I was in the past. If that's the case, and you're to lead this mantle to the future, you lead a similar life, no?
Yes. And to answer your question, if what happened, if what has been told to us does actually happen, it will probably be best for us to have as many of the artifacts on our side as we can get.
You understand what it means to this nation, though?
Yes. That's part of the reason why I'm here. I wish to learn more of the reason, more of what it means. I'm inexperienced when it comes to this.
The great game of leading, as it were.
Yes.
Well, there's always time to learn. I must admit I don't need it as much anymore. It is just a symbol for our people. I could coronate you, but I have my own agenda. I wish to see you worthy before I give you such an honor. I'm sure you'd do the same if you were in my shoes.
Yes.
Well then. With that being the case, there are plenty of things I would like to discuss, and things to teach you. Plenty of things that I'm sure your wit could pick up on. I'll give you things to read for now. And we'll work through examples later on. Depending on how long you can be here, I can teach you many things. What do you say?
No. I would love to learn as much as I can. I will have to discuss with the others how long we intend to stay, if we have anything we would like to take care of. But if we don't have anything. I would like to learn as much as I can before having to leave.
Very well. If you don't have to leave anytime soon, we have an orc attack coming north. A relatively large one, but nothing that would take out the capital. We can let them past our defenses if you feel you wish to meet them in combat. You and your friends, and some of the chosen clans if you wish. Discuss with your friends first if they'd be interested in dealing with a battle that scale. If not, I will not push you to that.
Okay, I'm just saying this is the perfect opportunity for Talia and the Queen to meet each other.
Fuck you!
I will discuss that with them. About how many are we talking about?
From what we were discussing before you arrived, nearly 2,000, maybe more. We know that they have trolls and they have elementals on their side. A variety of elementals, from what I understand. Their shamans are able to conjure them.
Well, I'll have to see how they feel about it.
By all means.
Hungover.
A mess.
A mess, yeah. I will leave that for you to discuss with them. But when it comes to battle, that is the third rule, and the final rule that I live by. Understand war and peace in their own graces and weaknesses. We are a military people. We pride ourselves on our strength. Some of our leaders are skilled in different matters. Some of us are here by choice, others by exile. Others came here because they believed it was the thing to do. All of them live under our banner. You must learn to understand those banners if you are to rule. Some of them only know of war. Some of them have known peace. And others have never seen the cruelty of the fight before.
I have never really experienced war too much, but I have had my fair share of fights.
Well, a fight is very different from a battle or a war. There's a lot more involved. Battles get messy. Men leave, they abandon. Some stand and fight and die. Some would give their life for this place, others would not. It is a difficult truth, but it is an apparent one. One that is inevitable with any situation.
Yes.
Well then. For now, you are a Barrenlor. There are things I wish to teach you. We'll need more time, though.
Yes, of course.
You watch...
I was gonna ask. One thing I would like, if my party choose to do this, Will I be able to get a chance to speak with the clan leaders to learn more about them? Many of them I don't know, and two are rather new to me, other than the 10 Kali that I met in Adamantia.
You may ask their leaders, but only their leaders and what they're good at, what they pride themselves in. I will let the council know that if you do choose this, that they will be allowed to deny you or give you as much information as they wish. Those that trust you, the Dazuki and the Centaurs, the clan of Hoof and the clan of Moon. If the two of them trust you already, then I imagine they'll be willing to tell you their full story. But if the others do not like you, they may not give you anything. Some will be difficult, and I will also give them the opportunity to stand and choose to be by your side. You may not get a choice if too many of them choose that they want to fight alongside you. But you will get to choose out of the ones who wish to.
Very well then.
With that being the case, I will need to show you something. And you watch as she otherwise stretches out her hand, and you watch as this strange greenish energy begins to crawl up the surface of her skin, and you watch as it kind of expands and begins to leave in these tendril-like forms of reddish energy, as you watch as a split begins to form before her, as she otherwise reaches out her hand to you.
I take her hand.
Okay. There's a moment and a flash before the world around you shifts and changes. You find yourself in somewhere completely different. You look around and you are currently standing on a green grassy platform. You look around and it's strange. It almost begins to blur. What you hear like a humming, a drone in your head as it begins to settle, as it begins to slowly but surely set in exactly where you are. As you look around, you see water travelling down on all sides, striking large pools below you, as you see a cavern going up endlessly to a beautiful light above that otherwise shimmers down, filling the area around you, mist clouds lowly forming around you in the pool below, and the large grassy platform surrounding you. You feel you recognize this place. You know where this is. Welcome to the Eternal Waterfalls, as they are called. Time here is different. Different compared to what you would be used to.
Malcolm's just gonna... He's not really gonna say anything, he's mostly just gonna look around, take in the sights and stuff. Kind of like giving off the essence of he's heard of it, but hasn't actually... being able to see it is something else.
This is a sacred place for our people. All time and all existence flows through here. Every one of these waterfalls leads from a single plane and a single source. And to it, it returns back to the great center, the pool below. Every moment of time that you'll ever experience will travel through this place. Every experience from every person across all the galaxies, across all existences. Every single one. This is a place only you may step. You and your dragon in part. To bring your allies here would potentially kill them, regardless of how long they may live. Barrenlor people are the only ones allowed to set foot here. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Good. Sit and meditate. We'll be here for a while.
What if someone marries into the Barrenlors? Can they go there?
Nope. This is only seeable by blood.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Well, Bern can if he eats enough Malcolm's blood.
Yeah, that is a point.
Very true.
Back off.
Sucky.
I'm not going to dispute that.
Back off. Back off.
You sit there and meditate. You
Little
concentrate.
nibble.
Taking in the energy, the memories. You have felt this presence once before, but it's a lot stronger here. You feel the grass below, the essence of the energy here. It feels the same, but far gentler, but stronger. The same as when you were in the Blind Butcher's tomb. This is a ley line. But ley lines are supposed to exist between only a single world and a single plane or material. This is strange, something you've not understood before. The nature of ley lines is mysterious to you, and it's only been recently introduced as a new concept. Yet you understood that it was only on a single plane, but if they connect between planes, that raises a whole new load of questions. Ones that maybe the history books haven't answered. You sit and meditate. Weeks pass. Months pass. Without food or water, without need for them. You meditate. You feel the energy flowing through you. When the light dims, you rest. When it rises, you meditate. You focus and you draw in that energy. You feel it welling up inside of you. A presence. After about a month of meditation, the Queen comes over to you, places her hand on your back, and you feel pulses of magic through your form. Portions of you begin to open up. Inner energy, something you've never felt before. As the natural energy begins to surge through your form, through your legs, your back, your belly, your heart. Up through your neck, into your face, your brain, and strangely enough, your horns. You feel its presence within you, flowing around you. You feel Lighthouse growing older here. Yet you do not feel that way. You begin to feel your life being drawn out of you, almost stretched and pulled in all directions. Yet a level of comfort and familiarity, but no change occurring. You feel okay with this, surprisingly. Some time passes, more months go by, the energy drawing itself out from you as you feel yourself being pulled through with this sense of power. This change, this shift, as nature begins to take hold of your inside. After a year since you started, you stand, you feel older, but you don't seem like you're older. You stretch your arms, you meditate, you flex a little bit. It's strange. You feel younger, yet you're no old. You are 1 year older. It's a strange feeling. You stand there for a moment staring around at the waters, and you can see yourself, almost an older form of yourself, yet you know full well that's not what you look like. You look at your hand, you can feel the energy passing through you, you feel a sense of calm wash over you. As this time has passed, you watch as she stretches out her hand once again, and you are pulled back to the material realm once again. As you otherwise arrive on the other side, back in the center of Stalagnest, an hour has passed since you left. You look around, and Shattercrest has been quietly resting with Magmir on the large quilted blanket. You watch as both of them stir, lifting their heads, as Shattercrest wanders over and stops. You've grown. Your horns, they're longer.
Is there a mirror?
You go
Is there a
over.
mirror? Yeah.
You go over to a mirror and you get a look. You look older, but you don't feel older. It's a strange sensation of, you know that a year has passed, but you don't feel like it has. It's strange. The time passed by in but moments, but it felt like it was years. Time was strange to you. Your horns are indeed longer. They've matured somewhat, and they're kind of hardening compared to their softer texture that they were before. Slightly harder and drier bone. Your facial features have otherwise smoothed off slightly, rounded. Your chin and your expression are relaxed. You feel at ease. You don't feel the stresses of the world, the stresses of your adventures. They're all gone.
That. It's a weird feeling.
That it is. Now, return to your friends, and take these books with you. You have much to learn. She hands you a number of books. And as you leave, heading back out, Shattercrest wandering with you. Kuzo meets you, takes you to the tavern where your friends are. You see Sasha and Queglod otherwise sat at the bar, otherwise drinking and eating a meal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to them. I'm not even gonna try and bother with the other ones.
Yeah, the others aren't there. They're nowhere to be seen.
You don't know we're drunk yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in
Do
their
Give it
rooms.
5 minutes.
Do we notice the difference in his appearance?
You do. Both of you do with your decent passive perceptions, plus the investigation on you, Queglod. You look at him, he looks older. But it's hard to depict.
My God.
Not
Is that
gonna
wrinkle? Is that grey hair I'm seeing? Those wrinkles.
His hair's
Oh
already
God,
white.
you've gotten so old.
Look, you. It's already white. Come on.
His
knock it off.
hair's already white.
Yeah, it actually gets darker as it gets older.
Crap.
Am I to take it that you had some success then?
Yeah.
At the very least, it seems like something eventful happened.
It's the pool thingy, waterfall thing. I'm sorry. It's been a year for me.
Oh, good for you.
Hey. Are you doing okay?
I'm hungry.
I can
Fair.
imagine. Did the others actually eat their food?
No, they
No,
didn't. It was
no.
put to one side, and he said he'd reheat it later.
Oh damn! I'm gonna get my food eaten.
Barkeep, I'm sorry, I never actually caught your name.
Oh, I guess not. Name's Jevin.
Jevin. Oh, I know a slime who's called Jevin.
Oh,
That's,
do you
uh,
now? Slimes
that's
and
a mu-
goblins, always good friends.
That's a Minecraft YouTuber reference, guys, and I hate myself.
I don't know
We
that.
all hate ourselves too.
Anyway,
Wow.
bring back out those the ones you put aside. Our friend here is more than happy to eat them, and
All
that
three?
lot got drunk. Oh yeah, all
I
three.
guess the dragon will want some.
No, that too. Yes, if you need anything more on top of that, let me know and I'll get them for you.
I will say I am very much enjoying the lamb steak.
The kebabs are surprisingly good as well.
Okay. You
So,
sit down.
what did you do for a year?
Meditated.
Fair.
That's about it. I just sat there.
I was thinking like maybe you went for a swim in the pool, maybe you sunbathed, learned to knit. But no, meditation's cool.
I don't. I taught the queen my spell. Can we say why I did that in there?
Yeah, that's fine. Won't take
Cool.
long.
Yeah. I taught the
Good.
queen my spell.
You've got a spell? What's the spell do?
It's kind of like a mass sending for druids.
Ooh. Nice. That is pretty useful.
Yeah, I thought it would be. And
Oh my
That
god,
sounds interesting.
I don't have to send all your fucking messages now. This is great.
no, this only works for druids.
You're a druid.
No, as in
works-
it can only be received by druids.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
And he doesn't decide who he sends it to. He sends it to all of them.
Yeah, it just goes to all.
buy
they're
a
just
goddamn phone.
Every druid in existence?
Every druid that he's had
Anyone that
contact
knows
with.
it.
I like the thought that if it was every druid in existence, he sends out a message like, ley lines are fucked, and every druid just wakes up in the middle of the night and is like, what am I supposed to do with that information?
Oh, man. So, you are brought your food, you eat up, and that is where we will end the session for tonight.
Oh,
As a note, Malcolm, you have gained the Timeless Body Druid feature as a result of
Oh.
meditating there for a year.
oh.
Oh.
So increase your age by 1, but you may now go there when you need to achieve
So has
certain requirements.
has someone in the party actually achieved immortality now?
Timeless
that-
Body
Is that-
just means that
Oh,
every...
is that the ones that you don't visibly age?
That's the one where every 10 years passes, you age 1 year.
Yeah, okay.
So in this instance, he spent a year learning to gain that feature.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So now you can return there and be there for a long period of time. Without having to worry about consequences for it.
1 hour here is a year there.
Correct. So if he were to spend 24 years there, he'd spend a day in the real world, or in the material plane.
Good to know.
Alright?
Well, I know where Malcolm's gonna be during his time skips.
Christ. Yeah, but then he'd have to become like level
Here's-
100.
Here's a thing. He can't be in there forever because he's still only got 700 years of it. He's got like 500 years available to him at this point in the material world. The longer he spends in there, the less life he has in the material plane.
It'll be used sparingly.
It's something you need to use sparingly because if he spends too long in there, he'll come back. He'll be 70 years old and he could just die before the end of the campaign.
Hey, what's up?
Like
Guys,
Queglod would have.
Hey, Malcolm.
Yeah.
And then you would have had to have gone and get her back. Anyway, so for the stream,
Turns
thank
into
you for
an ancient
watching.
dragon. Has
Yep.
a heart attack.
Oh man. For the stream, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you next week when we'll see what the party decides to do. All right. Take care. Bye bye.
Point stars.
Bye.